Welcome into the Cam Strick Podcast, episode number 227. Presented by Hair Club, baby.
Got an appointment tomorrow, actually, with Hair Club.
Well, I love hearing that.
Yeah, well, I got one.
I love hearing it.
I know. It's going to be easy. A little consultation, see what they got going.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to have to get that cul-de-sac, baby. Get on it. Get on it.
You call it a cul-de-sac?
Yeah, it ain't good. But if you know, you know. Mm-hmm. You guys know when your hair's going out, man. No big deal.
No,
yeah, I tell you what, it's tornado weather coming.
Cam, it happens to a lot of people. Just so you know,
I know.
Don't feel like it's a big deal or anything.
No, it is a big deal. It ruins your fucking confidence.
Maintain your confidence.
Yeah, I'm all right, man.
Okay.
I've done enough in my life.
Sure.
I've done enough in my life where I'm okay.
Oh, just making sure.
It's okay.
You know?
I've done some shit, you know, but
okay.
It's just nice to get.
Mm-hmm.
It's just nice to get done.
Yeah, no, there's no doubt about that.
You know. So
how was your weekend?
Weekend was fine. I put on 12 pounds. I ate a lot of barbecue, watched a lot of shit. I watched sports.
You're watching too much TV.
Well, I gotta keep track of some shit, you know. Like I watched the Battlehawks Thursday night. It's like, okay. Then we got a soccer team now in St. Louis. It's like, oh, okay.
You
got fucking baseball going on. What?
You watched both those games?
No, not really. No. But I watched the highlights.
Were you with like 12 dudes?
12 swinging dicks and watching fucking yelling at the soccer game? No, that didn't happen.
Like freaking out?
Well, the soccer fans in like U.S. are like not like the soccer fans in Europe.
But they want to be.
They try to be.
They kind of act like it.
They're soft as fuck. They're soft like the players are.
But you know what I mean? How the soccer fan in the States, I've noticed, they try so hard. They want to be just like they can't just be like a sports fan. You know what I'm saying? It's like if they go to a football game, they're like an American sports fan. Mm-hmm. But then they go to the soccer match, and all of a sudden they turn into like they're European. Yeah,
but they're not. The European soccer fans are hardcore. The hooligans, man, they'll shit stomp you. But the guys here have like, man, they're like, they look like the players, you know. Mm-hmm. The hooligans out over yonder, they're shit kickers, shaved head, fucking shit kicking.
You chant, you get the drums out, you put the scarf on.
Yeah, I don't know.
You get completely wasted.
Yeah,
you know,
I mean,
at the
isn't that what you're
soccer
supposed to
matches.
do?
I'm probably going to go to the home opener.
If I were you, I'd take the kids, especially Chloe, man. She's playing soccer all the time. She probably wants to see something live.
Yeah, we're going to go to the game
cool.
Saturday night.
That'd be cool.
It's like historic, you know.
Yeah, it's an historic
event.
Actually,
I interviewed the coach on during the game last week, and I had a player on.
I saw him,
little 17.
Yeah, he goes to high school in St. Louis. So this kid that's 17 years old goes to high school in St. Louis, and he's playing for the MLS team.
He's a senior.
Yeah, he looks like a child. But
what do you think the kids are saying to him in the hallway?
Like, what's up? You're a fucking pimp. He's probably making $250,000.
No,
probably $120,000.
No.
Probably $60,000.
Yeah, not even.
No, you're right, Andy. I looked that up today.
He's making like $30,000.
You're right. My bad on that. You're 100% right. The top guy's making $4 schmil, and it goes way the fuck down.
I don't even know if there's a guy making
$8 million.
No, it's 4.9.
But there's adding on stuff. Right?
I talked to their coach about this.
Yeah, turn your goddamn phone off.
I was really curious.
Jesus, Andy.
About how this works. So it's $4.9 million for the first like 20 players on the roster. And then the rest of the players, I don't know if there's like 24 or 26 players in the roster.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's X number of dollars available to those players. So you have to identify like who's in like 1 through 20. I think everyone gets slotted, and that determines how much money you make. But you know, like the big dog, like the big like celebrity European player.
Yeah, that's getting old.
They're coming to like L.A. and maybe Chicago. I don't know, Vancouver, Chicago. I don't know where they're going. But I don't think St. Louis has any of those guys right now. You know what I mean?
I haven't got into it yet, man. There's so much going on with the fucking Blues and shit. Like, it's hard to just juggle all this shit. I don't know how you guys do it, you sports fans out there that just have to watch every
fans.
No, seriously. And some of you cats, man, just like listen to this bullshit. Mm-hmm. Some want us to break, every fucking thing down. Yeah. You can't cater to everybody. It's hard to. But for me to keep track of just every sport and be on it, it's tough, man. It's tough.
No, it
Especially
is
if you're not really interested in it. So it's like, what the fuck am I doing?
Dude, I can't get into the XFL. Like, you watch those games?
No, I watched a little bit of it, man. I'm chilling
it's like,
on a Sunday.
I feel like it's like WWF. Like, it's hard to truly, like, look at, like, they've never had minor league football, like, our whole life. And that's basically what it is.
It's minor league, no doubt.
It's minor league football.
I know, we've seen the greatest show on turf here in the 90s, dude, win a fucking Super
Bowl. So I'll watch the NFL, and then it's not even during football season. It's like, so I'm
you just got done watching Patrick Mahomes, the fucking best of the best, and now you got to go to goddamn some guy, 40-year-old.
The fans act like they're watching the Chiefs.
Listen, I don't give a fuck what the fans do. I care that the city makes money. This city is a fucking
They're getting like
shit
40,000 fans there.
It's a shit zone down there in St. Louis.
Oh,
Murder's out the fucking
Did you see the press conference with the St. Louis prosecuting attorney?
Oh, my God. She's
were
getting
like,
fucking bad. So you know what happens here in St. Louis, all you guys out there? We have so much fucking crime, murder, guns out the wall, illegal guns out the wazoo. And our district attorney of St. Louis literally is letting guys out.
No,
they have
the prosecutor.
The prosecutor letting everybody out. So they'll spend 18 months in jail for 50 fucking things, 50 different crimes, repeat offender. They're like, oh, we don't have enough things. They're like, oh, we didn't have this or that. And they'll let these guys out. And what do?
Well,
what do they do?
They're catching her in a bunch of lies. But the problem is then they get out.
And they do the same thing.
And they violate their probation or their bond or whatever.
They cut their fucking thing off their ankle bracelet.
And they don't go and get them. And then they let them do all this shit. They stay out of jail. And then they end up committing another crime. And what they did to this poor girl who came in town from Tennessee. Tennessee, dude.
These girls, this volleyball team comes in from Tennessee. And they're downtown, staying probably at the Hilton or something. And they're just like getting done eating because they have a big tournament the next day. And she just walked. And this motherfucker's taking a stolen car with illegal shit.
No license.
No fucking license. No fucking tag. Not even, they don't have temp tags on their cars anymore. There's no tags.
50 bond violations.
50. It's unbelievable. And this
They
chick
tried to
lets him
tell
out.
the judge that they couldn't prosecute him because the victim died.
And he
then
didn't die.
The victim's dad is on TV. He's like, he's not dead.
He
He's
ain't dead.
playing basketball right now.
Good. So the people in St. Louis are fed up. Although,
yeah.
Hey, quit voting for fucking people that are going to do this kind of stuff.
Yeah,
like,
but you can't vote unless you're in the city. That's the problem.
No shit.
Right? So, I mean, you could say don't.
But still,
whatever,
people in the city, why are you voting? Like, you know what's going to happen.
But even the mayor's coming out and talking shit about her.
Yeah, hey, when that happens.
That's my girl now.
That's a fucking.
I like that mayor. Well, I do because she's got,
maybe she's got her foot to the fire. Somebody's like pushing her to do it because she
so
doesn't know
what?
shit
At
either.
least she did it.
Yeah, no doubt about it. We'll do something then about it. Get her out of there. Fucking crime is nuts in St. Louis. Nuts, man. Now you got all these teams down there. You got people down there all the time. Like, you better put some more cops in.
How would you like to be see, this is what, if I'm a sports owner here in St. Louis, I'd hate the fact that you guys are even talking about this right now, that we're talking about it.
What? It's reality.
I know.
And we're going to fucking shy away from that? It smacks us in the face every time we go down there.
Because if I'm an owner, I'm like, hey, clean up the fucking city.
No shit.
So our damn fans can go down there and be safe and park and then walk
with their
to
kids.
the car and want to go spend $8, $9, $10
scary
for a beer and go buy some food and whatever else and then walk back to your car.
With your family.
Versus watching it on your 70-inch television at home.
You're going to make, like,
where the fridge is right down the hall.
Yeah, and you're not getting robbed, you know.
You know what I mean? I went to the game. I sat in the stands.
Which one?
Saturday afternoon. They played the Penguins.
That was a good goddamn game.
It was a good game. So the game was on national television, so got to take little Ty to the game. Took one of his teammates and his buddy.
That's cool.
My boy Kylie, we went and watched the game.
Hill?
Brownie's sitting behind us.
Jeff Brown?
First shift.
Logan turned the puck over?
No. He actually had a couple good shifts to start the game.
I saw it.
A fan yells, "What are you doing, Logan?"
Oh, here it goes.
I'm like, oh, no.
Oh, what'd Brownie do?
Oh, no. I'm like, just stay calm, Brownie.
Well,
stay
don't
calm.
sit in the stands.
I know. No, he was
What do you think? My dad couldn't do it anymore either.
Brownie,
I never got
Brownie
chirped.
was in the second row. We were in the first row. He was in the second row.
Oh, yeah. Well, he couldn't afford the first row, could he?
We had some great seats, though, dude. They had some amazing clubs. I will say this, man. Going to a game, it's great entertainment. The Blues do an unbelievable job. NHL teams do a great job in general of making it entertaining for the fans. The product's still entertaining on the ice. Yeah, Crosby and Malkin cruising around, whatever. It's just
that product.
Yeah.
When you get Crosby and Malkin,
they're terrible.
The Blues product, well, they're not. They look pretty damn good the other night. Malkin was dominant.
Well, they had lost
the
4 in a row.
But listen, so he's talking about Jeff Brown, who we love. He's part of the Blues alumni. Played a long time in the show. Of course, Logan Brown, his son.
He's on the team.
He's had a tough go. He's in that class with all the big boys with Kachuk, and they all got drafted together. And Logan's had a tough time finding his groove for a while now. And
injuries and whatever.
Well, whatever it is, he's had a tough time. Yeah, like everybody else kind of figured it out. Logan's the last one to do it.
Oh.
And
you're talking about prior to the season. In general.
In general, yes. We'll look at everybody else. Like even Trent Frederick. We just talked about. Remember how I look like an asshole?
About to sign a contract extension. You thought he'd make an 800, but Clayton Keller's in that class.
Yeah, the Kachucks, even Lukey Cunning's done pretty damn good for himself. So the point is, I remember my dad going through this too. When I first got traded to the Blues about I don't know, 15 years ago, 2 days ago, I think it was. Bally's put it out there on. That was quite nice of them. They tweeted it out.
Or Blues History put it out.
No, it was Bally's. Actually,
what was it?
Your company tweeted about me.
What, the day that you came
The
here?
day that I got traded here, the first kid ever to play for the Blues.
I broke that story. Bryce Salvador called me.
Is that a big deal to be the first one ever? It's a big deal, right?
Oh, hell yeah.
Well, that's why they did that.
The first player from St. Louis to ever play for the Blues.
Yeah, and NHL.
And to play in the NHL.
Yeah. So my point is, my mom and dad were so excited. They came and watched me play. Everybody's excited. Cam's a new guy. Betty me, man. I'm fighting guys. I'm doing well. Da, 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 da. And then after some games, that one guy, my dad had nice tickets, and he enjoyed it, but people would start bugging him. Hey, Denny from Brentwood High School. Hey there. Da, da, da. My dad's like, no, I just want to watch my son play. And then one guy started chirping. And my dad's like, looks at my mom and goes, I can't handle this. One guy. Everybody's like, God, Cam, awesome.
So he's like,
and then one motherfucker, 3 rows up, fucking dancing, you fucking suck. And my dad just goes, he's like, I can't do it. Now, he's been dealing with this my whole life, you know, at AAA to fucking whatever. But once you're sitting in the stands, though, and there's people around, and one guy's beaking you, he could not handle it anymore. And it just took one motherfucker.
So what happened? He stayed home the rest of the way?
Stayed at home. He TiVo'd it. I've got him this huge TiVo at the time.
I know, but is he like not watching it live?
Well, you could, if I had a fight, my dad could rewind it and rewind all my shifts, do all that stuff. And I had him they didn't drive all the way downtown and find their way back. I hooked them up with everything, and they never went to a game ever again, and they didn't want to because that one motherfucker.
No,
but
I
now
gotcha.
Jeff Brown, and we all know he's a firecracker.
And people know who he is.
And people know he is.
This guy was a great NHL player.
And look, you can't enjoy yourself watching your kid when you're around, and can't block him out. No, you can't. You can't block that out. It's hard to, and you're going to go through this too with Ty, just so you know. And you better keep your fucking mouth shut and swallow whatever the fuck you're going to say.
See what happens.
And go and stand by yourself like my daddy did back in the day.
Well, you see what happens when you get involved with shit at the youth level, man. You got to be careful with that.
Well, you ain't going to go down that road, but
I'll never go down that road, but I'm just saying, like, no matter what you do, like, it just finds its way into the mainstream media.
No shit. That's why you got to hide and just swallow it. It's tough, but man, my mom and dad like, fuck that. We're not going down anymore. Just because of that. And that sucks.
Listen, Jeff handled it fine. There was no issue, but I could tell he was fucking.
Well, yeah.
He
it's
was
your
bothered
blood.
by it.
It's your blood. Son. Some Hoosiers fucking chirping your son. Like, fuck that.
Right.
But that's part of it.
He kind of turned around, and my guess is maybe the fan kind of realized, okay, because everybody else around there, they all know who Jeff Brown is.
You could still chirp, man, but it's just tough to when you have a kid, man, and you got I don't even have kids, but like somebody's like chirping your family, you're like, fuck, like you lose it.
Yeah.
So they never went to another game. They watched it at home.
They never went to another game.
Not really. They went and saw me in Jersey and stuff, but they like watch me on TV, man. You don't have the dipshit fucking yelling. It just wears you out. It's not worth it.
No.
It's not worth it.
No, it's not worth it at all.
Watch it at home. You know?
Yeah.
But I get that, man. I get the game.
I was really more interested in that old lady that got swallowed by a python, dude. Like, swallowed whole.
I saw that. Jesus.
No, swallow whole. Like, do you think she knew she was in there?
Well, no, because your bones break and you suffocate before.
What do you mean the bones break?
When they suffocate you, they squeeze you and they crack all your bones, and then that's easier for them to eject their jawline.
How could this thing fit the grandmother?
Because it fits you in, dude. You
really?
kidding? That python will get your little ass too.
And they found her. Her body's still intact when they found her.
No, it's
remember that one guy that survived inside the mouth of a whale or something?
That could be a false story, but I remember
about it.
That could be a false story. But a lady did get rocked by a fucking alligator in Florida the other day too. Did we talk about that?
No, she came out of it.
No, she didn't. Fluffy got. Listen, it's on video. This fucking granny is in her backyard, walking little Fluffy right next to the water's edge, and a 10-footer, it's on video, pops his head up 30 yards in the water and swims so fast, Andy, like a goddamn missile. With its head, it made a huge wake like a fucking boat, and it goes, wah! Jumps up, grabs a dog. The lady's like, what? The dog. Lady goes over like, what's going on? She jumps in after the dog. Guess what happened? Dog survives. Lady gets mutilated.
By the alligator?
Yes, mutilated.
Where was this?
Florida.
And it's on. Who's taking the video?
I don't know. It's there.
Like, why is that guy taking the video?
Because somebody's just, I don't know, but it's there. And it might have been a video from a camera from a house or something.
I wonder if he could use bear spray or something like that.
Yeah, Andy, do that. Stop it, you. No, it doesn't work that way. That thing's on a mission. That's why they didn't need to evolve for hundreds of millions of years. Why do you think crocodiles are still intact? Why do you think that is?
That's very difficult.
They're the ultimate predator, and they could survive through a nuclear or an asteroid attack too. Like these.
How do you know that?
Because they have.
Through an astro attack?
Asteroid attack? Yes.
Okay, so what
alligators survived.
Okay.
Don't you know they've been around for millions of years? How many times have we gotten rocked throughout the years since the dinosaur age? Those crocs have been around. They're smaller now, but they survived because they could hunker down. It's really weird, man. Yes.
They hunkered down where? Like in the water?
Yeah. Like that's why mammals survived after the Chicxulub event back 65
When's
million
the
years
last
ago.
time we had an asteroid attack?
The big one, probably 12,000 years ago.
Okay,
Create
well,
the
it
Ice Age.
survived back then.
There's people back then, dude, just so you know. There's advanced civilization back then, too, and he got rocked by an asteroid. Yes.
Advanced civilization?
Yes, advanced.
Like what?
Like, well, look at some of these monoliths.
You think they had like Nintendo and Sega?
They
had ovens.
Yeah, they had fucking not electric ovens, firewood ovens. No, they were smart.
You think
they weren't hunter gatherers.
They have cars back then.
No, Andy, that shows your ignorance because you don't pay attention to anything else but
Advanced
fucking
civilization.
bird watching
Break
and
it
locker
down
room.
for me.
Andy likes a bird watching. No, I'm saying we've gotten rocked by fucking asteroids so many times, and it tore us all apart, and you had to come back from it. But alligators and crocodiles, man, seem to survive for millions and millions of years. They didn't have to adapt because they were already apex predators and they know how to survive.
Right. Do you know how old the oldest person is in the world?
Probably 120.
Because I think today's her birthday.
From China.
Well, maybe the oldest person in the States. Because I think she is an American.
Okay.
So it could be the world, could be the States. I think today's her birthday. I wanted to give her a shout out. You know how old she is?
119?
116.
Yeah. Okay.
What do you think she's thinking right now? Like, do you think she's fully with it?
Probably.
Like she turned 116 years ago?
Yeah. That's a good run. That's a good run. Everybody,
How long do you want to live for?
75.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Come on, Cam. 75 is like the new 50.
I don't need to. I don't know.
I want to live to be like 110. I could go 116.
You probably could.
Okay.
I just don't want, and I don't know how heaven works, but if it's like Titanic, I'm going to be pissed. If I die young, and I love my wife so much, and then she finds another dude, and then when we go to heaven, she's with the dude and not me because I know.
Cam.
Just like on Titanic. Like, fuck. Like Jack Dawson banged her out for maybe a week, and they fell in love, and then she lived 50, 60 years with another guy, had a family.
What happened to
him? Right at the end when she died, right when she goes to heaven, she's hanging out with fucking Jack, who she met for a week. Never mind the guy she's been with for 60 years and procreated with. She's with Jack Dawson. And if I go to heaven and I got to wait my turn to hang out with my wife because she met a new guy, that would suck, man. I think about that shit. I don't know how that works, but that's fucking horrible. Cam, wait a second. You get her on Wednesdays. Like, fuck.
Well,
you
better make sure you're good to her.
Well, make sure I don't die young.
Well, don't die young.
I'm good to her. I just don't want to die young, and all of a sudden she meets another guy, and then I don't even get to hang out with her in heaven.
I think I've got a great run ahead of me, dude. I think I could probably,
I hope so.
That's why you got to make sure you're eating the right foods, while you're exercising, you're taking care of your body, and, I think mental preparation and your mental capacity, how you strengthen and how you exercise your mind, Cam, can certainly go a long way as well.
No shit, Andy.
So, meditate every once in a while.
Yeah, man. Or just yank.
I mean, you're spending time watching way too much TV right now. That's my concern for you.
I don't got kids, man.
You watch TV a lot?
No, I read.
Like, is the TV on all the time?
God, yeah. It's on. All of them are on. Either it's the news or it's the Weather Channel or it's NHL Network.
I feel like if the TV is on during the day.
I don't have kids.
No, but I just feel like it would make me feel lazy to watch TV during the day. Unless I'm watching like a sporting event or something.
No offense, but I need to know random shit.
Mm-hmm.
I got to fill 3 hours of fucking morning.
Well, you can't read?
Yeah, I can. Yeah. But sometimes it's nice to have the TV on while you read, and all of a sudden
you see loud, dude. I like quiet time.
Turn it down.
Do you know what? I could live without a television. Could you?
Could you live without your phone? Phone boy? Who you kidding? Every time I see you, you're on your goddamn phone. You can't even talk to me for 3 minutes without looking at your little device. So you act like you want to brag about not watching TV. I don't watch TV. No, your TV's your fucking phone. And I bet you, if we come Sunday and you look at how many hours you look at your fucking phone compared to any normal person, You better rethink what the fuck you're saying. I don't watch TV. Oh, yeah, because you're on your phone every 2 seconds.
No.
What's the difference?
Here's the difference. If
Get on with yourself.
there were no phones, like if they got rid of cell phones, if they weren't a part of civilization, I'd be perfectly fine. Like if nobody else had one.
And now that's how.
No.
That's how you make your money.
If nobody else had one.
I agree.
I could be perfectly fine.
Fuck yeah, like the 90s.
Now, if I need one.
We're 90s kids.
Yeah, but if I needed one, like right now, because everybody, like you need one for, everybody else has one. That's the only way to communicate nowadays, pretty much.
Yeah.
Email, texting.
What else is there?
Phone calls. Like you have
pigeon
to have
carrier.
it. But if we just got rid of them and people would be like, oh my God, I need my phone. I'd be like, no, I'm good, dude.
I don't mind it. I wouldn't mind it.
Television, when it's on, I like quiet time. I like to light the candles, Cam. I like to
copy everything I do. I light candles, man. And you make fun of me for lighting candles.
No, we have candles going.
So now you do. It's all good.
We've always had candles going. My wife lights candles all over the house, dude. But
every time there's a little video of me and Kate kicking our feet up,
Cam,
watching something. And he's
guys,
like, you guys have so many candles. What is going on here? And now he's bragging about having candles.
Your candle setting is more of the satanic variety.
Well, with Satan?
I don't know. It just kind of like, it's a little more like that vibe to
Kate's
it.
with Satan?
No.
I got demons in me.
It's got a little more of a satanic vibe. Ours is more of like a holistic vibe to it. Okay. If you just kind of, we've got the scents, the fragrances, the aromas.
What's our aroma? Death.
They create peace and tranquility.
Man, I chill, dude. I chill, man. It's been nice outside. I had
Would you like to go back into the days of the 80s and the 90s, though?
Fuck yeah.
Would you?
Yes. Yes, I would.
I think I would, too.
80s and the 90s, anything before that?
Maybe not 80s.
90s, yeah. I'm a 90s kid. I understand that. Now, would you people are like, I'd like to go back in time to the Renaissance era. No, you wouldn't. Mm-hmm. No, you wouldn't. Mm-hmm. Especially if you're a middle-class guy. Oh, you're cleaning up your own shit. Mm-hmm. You're not showering until that for weeks. Mm. There's shit. When you're in the Middle Ages, everybody's like, look how beautiful these castles are. They were disgusting. Mm. Everything was disgusting. You know those little streets where you have these houses on the side?
The row houses?
You know what you're walking in? Do you know where they put their shit? Right in the fucking front, right in their front yard. Really? Not even their yard, right in the street. They take their little pot that they shit in and they dump in the front yard.
Back in the day?
There's no fucking system going on.
Who told you this?
I read things, Andy.
And that's what they say in the books?
Yes, what they do? Flush it down something?
I don't know.
Where'd they put it?
Compost it.
Where'd they put it? Where'd they put their shit?
They dig holes in the ground.
Where'd they put their shit?
Like if you're ever camping in the woods.
You're funny.
Like if you had to go sleep in the woods, Cam, you dig a hole. They use leaves and whatever else they use, whatever. And
you're going to dig a hole in your floor? No,
outside. They had outhouses.
Andy, we're talking about cities and stuff like that. They dumped their shit in their front, in the streets in the front of their place. That's what they did.
Really?
Yes, that's what they did. It's disgusting. Everybody looks back at how romantic and beautiful. No, it was so disgusting. Even the wealthy, these castles smelled fucking terrible. There's rats everywhere.
Really?
Yes. Only the very wealthy were able to wash. Like it's just it's fucking hardcore, man.
It was. I mean, it was
really
society
hardcore.
Was certainly
medicine. Talk about medicine. You get sick. I told you they cut you open and they let you leak your blood out that you need. That I know it's crazy.
I looked up about that.
Bloodletting?
Yeah, I did. I looked that up.
I told you. Mm-hmm. It's crazy.
It was like a real thing back then.
Yeah,
but that's how George Washington died. I think.
Probably. That's how a lot of people died.
I tell you
then they're like, that's Satan.
No, I think George Washington died that way. You should look that up. I think that's how he died.
He might have gotten an infection. A lot of people died from STDs.
That's how they try to get the infection out?
STDs.
They didn't even know what those were back then.
Yeah, well, they knew something was going on when your wee-wee has fucking bumps. I play with guys.
You do not have to create
Man, I've seen some nasty-ass STDs in my life, dude.
Really?
Yes.
From teammates?
Yes.
Would you just ignore it, or would it be
Fuck
discussed?
no, they had to get quarantined. I remember playing a guy
Quarantined.
Oh, yeah. I remember playing, and you guys know, some of my buddies from golf listen to the show, you guys know who the fuck I'm talking about. Great guy. I can say his name. He had the worst case of something.
In junior?
Yes. It started at his wee-wee, and it spread all the way up to his motherfucking chest.
And that'll never go away, will it?
It'll be scarred for life. And he kept dipping back into the same chick where he got it from. And then some of the other guys dipped into her, knowing.
Are you kidding me?
Oh, yeah.
They knew about it, and they still went and did that?
Because sometimes you can't help yourself.
And
you can't help yourself.
Did they get the same reaction? Oh, my God.
Yes. You know who I'm talking about. God damn. This motherfucker, he had to get quarantined for weeks.
No, I don't know who you're talking about.
No, I'm not talking about you. I'm talking to the guys listening.
Oh.
Y'all know. And y'all know if you played hockey that you play with some cats.
Nobody knows who you're talking about. You're saying these guys out of Guelph, like this is well known throughout the city? Or are you talking about former teammates?
Former teammates. They listen. Yeah,
okay.
I got my former teammates. They listen to the show, dude. Trust me.
And so
they tweet at me, text me all the time.
How's the STD doing now? Is it under control? Have you asked them?
I don't listen. I think there's a lot like you got the Z-Packs and all that shit, man. You got to fucking eat those things like Skittles to get it down. But I never had a scare with it. I used to eat those a lot, man.
Why would you eat them?
Just in case you fucking hang out with a chick.
Like a preventative?
Yeah, I'd be like, hey, hook me up with some of those.
Would doctors suggest you do that?
No, but you take it from your trainer, Andy.
So if the preventative,
Jesus fucking Christ.
The preventative, would that actually work?
Yeah.
If you take it in advance?
It'd help it. It's like taking a steroid whenever you get sick.
What girls take?
Excuse me?
They take like the pill. Not the morning after pill, but like the...
Excuse me?
Like the...
No, Andy, what? What do you take?
No, I don't take that.
What do you take?
I don't take that.
Andy takes a morning after pill. I'm taking fucking... Jesus Christ. I'm taking Zithromax. Andy's taking a morning after pill.
No.
What the hell's wrong with you?
Nobody's taking that. But I'm just saying, there are pills that you can take in preparation to...
Listen, don't raw dog a chick that's fucking running through teams, man. Just don't do it. Mm-hmm. I know you're horny. I know. Beat your dick off. It'll go away. But don't do that. But sometimes you can't help yourself. Okay. Because she's still a cute girl, but she's got some demons in her vagina.
Why would you do that to her? Oh, she did it to them.
She did it to them.
Well,
but these guys are like from fucking podunk towns in Canada.
Yeah.
There's, I know they're playing juniors, but he wasn't that big of a guy. Mm-hmm. And this girl's cute, but she's got fucking stids out the wazoo.
If you knew you were walking into that situation, would you walk out?
God, yeah.
Okay.
Well, when I was a junior, dude, I was like, I did some crazy things, dude. Because listen, man, like, you come from Eureka. I'm trying to be something. No.
There's other people from Eureka that do not feel this way whatsoever.
Well, all of a sudden, you go to a little small town, and you're King Dick, and everybody loves you.
I see it.
And you got 40-year-old women that want you, and you're like, wow, I could do whatever I want. These girls all love you, and it's like you kind of like do what you want. Mm-hmm. And so you don't think about it when you're not getting laid all the time, and all of a sudden you can get laid anytime you want, and you think with your wee-wee, and it's not good.
Yeah. Well, so what's your message? Give a message to the younger kids.
Just be careful. Girls will get you in trouble.
Hopefully they're 18 and over. What's the age requirement for the show?
I don't know. But girls will get you in trouble.
What's the age requirement?
Probably 14.
14?
Yeah.
You've raised it a couple of years.
Yeah, 14's good. If you're 13, man, I don't know. Like I don't know if I want you hearing me, but you're 14, 15, man. Like fuck, you're about to play juniors. Let's go. You're all right, Jesus. I need to teach y'all something anyway. You don't need to fuck every broad you see. You just don't. Mm-hmm. You don't need to be like, I got 10 kills. No, man, you're going to get into a jam. A girl's not going to be happy with you. She might have something, or you might be so drunk you do something stupid, and she's going to be like, no, he was mean to me. Mm-hmm. Now where you at? Okay. Like, just easy on that. Yeah. You don't need to fuck everything you see.
Oh, I meant to tell you, I'm looking at a farm. I'm going to get a new farm. I'm looking at my first farm. I've been talking.
Well, you're not a farmer.
Not first.
You don't even know how to cut grass. You don't know how to chop wood. You don't know how to do shit. You don't have a gun. You don't have any vehicles for this farm. So I go, Andy, what are you talking about? Then he shows me. It's like a $400,000 house on 12 acres. That's not a farm. That's a fucking house. Okay. I thought you meant like a cabin where you can have to like fix different things. You don't know fuck from shit when it comes to that. That's why I called you. I go, what are you talking about? But then Andy shows me. And he's going in with his family on a house that's really nice, all brand new. And I'm like, that doesn't count. And another thing, too.
It's pretty sweet.
It looks awesome. And I get it's right. It's an hour down the road.
And there's nobody around.
Can I have a piece of advice for you?
I got a fishing pond down there.
It looks awesome.
I got side-by-sides.
Yeah, but you talk about having a farm with a cabin like you're a good old boy. You're not. It's a brand new house.
That is good old boy.
No, it's not.
It's not a brand new house.
Yes, it is. That's a brand new house. You showed me a brand new house.
They just they painted it and like renew
everything.
They redid it.
You have new everything. What are you talking about? Here's my point though, and if Andy's talking about having a farm, like you don't know even how to like cut down a tree, and that's fine. But he showed me a brand new house. He's like, I'm going to go in with my family. I'm like, ooh, boy. I'm just warning all you guys. And if you know, you know. You know, if you go in on something like that with your family, you're going to get yourself into a jam with your family. Because you're going to want to go down there on the weekends, and all of a sudden they're down there. Now you're gonna fucking share on a weekend. What if your kids get older and they start wrecking shit? Now your fucking cousin's going to be like, well, what the fuck is this? Now you owe money because you broke the side by side. Like there's going to be drama and infighting when you guys all share a vacation home. I'm just telling you, just watch out for that. Andy's on his phone. I know he's ignoring me. He's got stuff to do. Andy says, I'm not going to watch TV ever. Meanwhile, I'm trying to tell him something. He's on his goddamn phone.
No, I'm listening to you. But, like, I'm getting this far. I'm so excited to finally have found a place. You know, I've been telling you I've been looking for one for quite some time.
Have you?
Oh, yeah.
A farm?
Yeah.
Man, Andy thinks he's
I want to get away. I want to get away for the weekend.
You don't even have a 4-wheel drive truck to go in that farm. What are you going to do? You don't.
You think I need
You think that's a paved driveway all the way up there? You're going to hurt that little Volvo you got, man.
I'll let you
Those
guys,
rocks are going to kick up and scrape it.
Stay for a weekend or something.
With you and your whole family, that'd be awesome. Invite your whole family down, and we'll all go down there. It'd be awesome. I like staying with a million people. Like I'm going to in the next couple weeks at Florida. After we get, remember I invited you to Nashville?
Have you negotiated my contract yet?
Yeah, you get nothing.
Like
no, you get a trip down there.
Am I going to be the captain of the team?
I might put the C on you, man, just to make Chaser laugh. But
I'd like the C, and I'd like.
What else do you want, Andy? You want money?
Yes.
You want anything else?
Who am I playing with?
I'll decide that.
These are all very important questions.
We'll have a good time in Nashville, man.
We're going to do some stuff down there, by the way. I'm thinking somebody's reached out. They want us to do a Twitch. Is that what it's called?
I don't know.
It's a Twitch. Like they record us when you watch a game. Yeah, it's called a Twitch.
It's fine. As long as we don't bug anybody, I think
Why aren't
it's
you
okay.
bringing Brody down, dude? He would have driven down the equipment.
Like
he
could have.
He would have driven that shit down.
Yeah, you're right. You could have done it.
You had to pay him in fucking food.
No, I know.
Be like, Brody, I'll give you a couple gift cards.
I didn't think about that. I didn't think about that, Brody.
I know.
Well, maybe if this doesn't go through, you could. We haven't sealed that up yet.
No.
Bring equipment down there. I don't know. It's tough.
What do you mean it's tough?
Well, because I think that you got to do more than just bring it down.
What else you got to do?
I think you got to do laundry and stuff like that. I don't know.
He can do it. He can do it.
I know
all.
he can do
it all.
I know. Well, you want to go then, Brody? What do you think? Shit. Whatever.
How's the competition we're playing against?
I don't know, but we're loaded. We can't beat every team by 10 because Chaser will fuck me up. I can't do that. Mm-hmm. I don't feel like getting yelled at.
Yeah. You know, my game's a little rusty.
That's why
my game's a little rusty.
I'm going to be double
right
shifting your ass. Anything goes down, we get a penalty. They get a penalty.
How's the competition looking, you think?
I don't know, man. There'll be some good players.
You need to go shopping, dude.
I need new clothes.
Because I can't be going out with you at nighttime.
Well, I'll ignore you anyway.
With your sweats.
Well, you don't have to hang out with me. You can hang out with the rest of the group. If you want to stay away from me, you can. You'll be by yourself.
So we're doing the Twitch. I think we're going to watch a game.
Yeah,
I guess.
We'll do something.
It's on TNT. There's a game.
We'll do something cool for you guys. Mm-hmm. We'll entertain you somehow. You know, that's what we do. We know how to entertain. It'll be funnier than shit.
Yeah.
We'll send you a bunch of stuff on our social media and entertain you.
All right,
that's what we do.
Lots of things to get into. I want to start with Andre Miller. He spit in Drew Doughty's.
The fuck is he doing? Jesus Christ.
Well, and then here's the part I don't like.
No one talks about it?
Well, no. Well, you're not getting a whole lot of that. I will tell you this. A source with the league tells me that he'll be looking at like a 3-game suspension because that's what happened with Garnet Hathaway. He spit on somebody back in 2019.
I remember that.
I'll be reminded here in a minute because I looked it up last night. I saw the replay of who he spit on back in 2019. Listen, I don't know how I'd control myself if anybody ever spit on me.
I'd kill him.
Even if you spit on me, Cam, I think I would probably beat you up.
You'd probably like it.
No, I'd probably beat you up. So, but don't act like you didn't do it on purpose.
I didn't do that
that
on
was
purpose.
that was on accident.
That was an accident. No, you spit in his fucking face, and then there's cameras on you. You go, I fucking hate that motherfucker. Yeah.
But
he looks like a
Andre,
fucking
dude, you're gonna get suspended for 3 games, and that is not gonna help the Rangers. And I like this Andre Miller.
Yeah, I know he's a big
hell
kid.
of a player.
Yeah, he's a big kid.
You don't need to be doing that type of shit. Apparently, he's come out with an apology, so obviously he doesn't feel good about it.
Yeah.
He knows he shouldn't have done it.
Spit on somebody? I'd
Stop
rather get a sucker punch.
Have you ever done that to somebody?
Well,
Did you?
well,
Dude,
not a dude. I'm not going to be like, what do I do? No, I'm going to be like,
so
I might punch you.
Hey, he's going to hurt the Rangers, though, down the stretch, man. Everyone's fighting for positioning and different things. Like, whatever. It looks like Patty Kane's going to go there. I don't know if this is really going to help them or not. I mean, I guess it's Patrick Kane, so it's not going to hurt. But listen, we all know sometimes you get too many alpha males in one room. There's only one puck. It's like a basketball team where they say there's one ball. I know hockey's different, but you got to have enough ice time for everybody, man. This is going to be the biggest challenge now for the coach, okay, Gerard Gallant. How's he going to keep everybody happy? Can't put everybody out there on the power play.
No shit.
And I know how players get their feelings hurt. You've got a number one power play that's been together all year long. They've had success. They're in New York. You think now with Patrick Kane on the team, somebody's not being taken off that unit and they're not going to have their feelings hurt?
How about figure it out? How about you're all older? You have a chance to win the fucking cup. How about shut the fuck up and just figure it out?
You want to win?
Who gives a fuck about ice time? Who gives a shit about anything else? You want that goddamn ring. And all you in a selfish way, the farther you get, the more money you're going to get the next year.
Yeah, and this guy's coming on board with 3 Stanley Cups, man. He knows a thing.
And you know what? He might.
He's one of those guys that you just move over for.
What
you know
if
what I'm
he just
saying?
fucking?
It's
What if Canada just does his shit? Like, no, I got my shit. I'm doing it, dude. I've won 3 of these motherfuckers.
Right.
I know what to do. Give me that goddamn puck. Let me do my thing. Now, you said you were telling people he's been banged up for a long time. You kind of can see that. His numbers aren't
switch though recently, man. He's playing like he's got that chip on that shoulder.
Well, then have it. And all you guys in fucking
ever since the Rangers traded for Tarasenko, he got all pissy.
Well, whatever. Well, play better. And you know what? Like, you guys are loaded. Like, figure it out then. You know what I mean? Like, it's not about you. It's not about you. It's not about you. It's about all of us. Figure it out. You're in New York, and you're loaded. Fucking win. I want you to be successful. I want you in Toronto to kind of do something.
You bring Tarasenko on board. Now you bring Patrick Kane. It's just going to be interesting.
That's a lot of big boys.
It is. And I'm not saying they can't coexist with one another. Obviously they can. But all I'm saying is, man, there's guys that are used to playing specific roles and getting certain ice time. And when certain situations happen over the course of the game, and they don't even wait for the coach to call their name out. They just hop over the boards. It's their time.
Yeah, Mark Messier style.
Well, now somebody
yeah.
Somebody's not going on the ice. Messier, you see him and PK?
How are they doing together? Are they a good fit? Are they chirping each other a little bit? Because you need something.
Did you see the Oshie hit on Lindgren? Brody, show him.
Brody, show me real quick. Brody, please show
Lindgren.
Me. I know.
Lindgren got hurt. He was trying to get the red line. His numbers were faced.
Let me see.
Facing Oshie, and Oshie finished him along the wall. Oshie's like a very underrated hitter, man. People know he can fucking hit you hard.
So we'll watch it.
So
he saw the numbers.
He saw the numbers.
That's a weird hit. That's a weird hit.
So Messier didn't like it.
Okay.
And PK all of a sudden is like saying, well, you just got it's an unfortunate incident. You don't want to see a guy get hurt, but in that situation, if you're TJ Oshie, you have to do it in that situation. You got to finish off their top defenseman. I get it. PK was a little dirty, dude. Too. I mean, let's not act like, Subban. Now, listen, I don't mind guys disagreeing. It's actually good. I want to see people disagree. I hate when everyone's,
agree.
Mr. I agree. No, I agree.
No, I agree with your agreement.
I agree with you, too.
I agree.
I think you make perfect sense.
I agree. I love all you. I agree.
So let's have some debates, but you got to, learn how to disagree at the same time. It's one thing to disagree, but,
don't do
the body language. Bullshit. Don't be waving your arms and all that type of stuff.
Mark I know.
Messier.
Settle down,
Come
PK.
on now.
Good God. He's looking at Mess like, what do you know? Mess is like, shut the fuck up. Jesus. No, he hit from behind. Osh hit him from behind, dude. And look, don't put yourself in that situation. Wait, hold on, motherfucker. Sometimes you get put in situations like that where you have to turn your body to get the motherfucking puck in. You're not expected to get hit there. And you get rocked. That's dirty. That's coming from me. I never hit guys from behind. Don't get me wrong. I tried not to, but that's a dirty play.
He was coming from a different angle where I think Oshie maybe thought and almost looked like he was coming from the side. But he did get him from behind.
No, you hit him from behind. It's all good.
No call on the play.
No big deal, but you did. But act like that's fucking no big deal. Like PK's just saying that to Mess. Mess is like, what, motherfucker? Get on with yourself.
Like it's some type
of fucking slewfoot
like it's
guys.
A media guy with no credibility.
No shit.
Just making a comment.
Yeah.
I know. One of the top 5 players
Mess
ever.
is like, no, dude, that's a bad hit. And Mess will fucking catch you with your head down, too.
Yeah, he would.
God damn.
Come on, PK.
PK, come on. You don't have to act that cool.
You
ain't that cool anyway.
He's coming in a little bit loud, which is fine, man. The league can use that. Listen, you don't have to agree. I like disagreeing.
Me too.
And I'm sure the producer's telling him, hey, this is great, man. And has everybody... Listen, we're talking about them right now. We hadn't talked about ESPN broadcast for, like...
I want Mess to get a little pissy with him.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
I want Mess to be like, hey, Tony... Yeah. Or just be like, well, what do you know? You didn't win anything. Mm-hmm. Or how do you know?
Yeah.
I remember you're slew-footing cats. Remember that weird reputation you got? And weren't you supposed to play another year? Why didn't you? Mm-hmm. That's weird. No one wanted you? Oh, fuck. He could bash him, man.
Yeah, he could have.
He could bash him.
Ooh.
But that's slippery.
It is.
You got to watch that.
But hey, listen, more disagreeing, the better.
I agree with your disagreement.
Just be chill up there.
Well, you don't have to like reach. You don't have to disagree and like make an argument. Like, no, that was a little bad. It wasn't that bad, but you did catch the numbers a little bit. Like, you don't have to be like,
don't
I disagree.
Take it personal if the other guy disagrees with you.
Yeah, it's not like exactly, but it is what it is. Just look.
This wasn't a case of Messier being an old school player and being out of touch.
Not at all.
And I think that's the way a lot of people looked at it. Oh, he doesn't know. He's out of touch with the current game. No.
No, it would be the opposite.
Yeah.
If Messier was out
of stick up for his Rangers.
If Messier was out of touch, he'd be like, "That's a clean hit."
Right.
That's what you do if you're out of touch. He's old school guy.
Right.
That's what fucking slashing a goddamn head and get away with it back in the day. Mm-hmm. So he's like, "No, this is what we want out of the game. You hit from behind."
Right.
So if he was out of touch, he'd be the opposite.
Mm-hmm. No, that's good. I actually agree with you there.
Man, don't agree with everything. You can't force the issue on disagreeing with me. We see this on the radio every damn day, Andy. You know that.
Hey, but you mentioned like
we're not Skip Bayless and fucking
Sharp. I know, but you mentioned like Kane and like Tarasenko and Panarin and Kreider and Subban. Everybody existing in the Rangers. That's why. See, like a guy like Ryan O'Reilly going to Toronto, like he just doesn't come in like. Loud. I think it's a little easier for a guy like John Tavares to be like, yeah, I've played 1,000 games in the league, but I'll slide over and play the wing.
Yeah.
I've never played the wing before. I don't want to play the wing. But I've also never won a Stanley Cup. My legacy is on the line if you're Captain John Tavares, you know?
Go. Figure it out, Johnny boy.
So he's like,
go to the wing.
I'll slide over.
I like
that means we're going to win.
I like that. I'm rooting for them, man. All you Toronto fans.
Yeah, but can they listen, I don't
know.
I don't like the complaining about who they have to play in the first round, okay?
You're playing the big boys.
Like, dude, the Rangers have to play the Devils, or the Devils have to play the Rangers.
And they're going all in, too.
And, Toronto, you got to get through Tampa Bay.
Fucking A.
You got to have to get through Boston.
Fuck yeah.
That's
Carolina.
the way it goes, dude. You guys have never – you got to get out of the first round. You're going to have to beat one of the big boys to do it. And when you do, it's going to feel that much better after you take down one of the big dogs. When the Blues and the Blackhawks were both finishing with like well over 100 points, dude, and they had to play each other in the first round year after year after year, and the Blues are losing. Did anybody complain in Toronto about who the Blues having to, for the Blues having to play the Blackhawks in the first round?
That's how it goes.
Did they care? But now it's the Leafs. It's like, oh, the playoff system's terrible.
They're saying that?
Oh yeah, it's just the way it goes. Even when the Blues won the Cup in 2019, they still had to play Winnipeg in the first round.
They were dominant.
And go on the road and win. That Winnipeg team was damn good.
I know. No, you're right on that. And even the Blues back in the day, when they were loaded in the 90s. All y'all out there, loaded. Fucking Gretter, Hawley, fuck all kinds of players. Prongs, McInnes, loaded. Who'd they have to play? Fucking Detroit. Mm-hmm. Who'd they have to play? Colorado. Who'd they have to play? Dallas. Shit kickers.
Come on now.
And they got fucking beat.
Right.
Then they had to play Chicago. They kept getting beat.
Yeah.
They had to play L.A. They kept getting beat. Those teams fucking won.
The East is loaded.
They're loaded.
I don't hear Tampa Bay complaining about having to play Toronto.
They don't bitch about it.
I don't hear Boston complaining about maybe having to play Toronto in the second round. Like, nobody's complaining.
No, you go do your work.
Just go play. And now they got Jeannot. So, Tampa Bay is telling Toronto, we're ready to go to war.
You want to go? You want to go? Let's go then. Who overpaid? Okay, all the big things going on. Mm-hmm. Toronto, Nashville, Tampa, New Jersey Devils, the Rangers. Who else was thrown in the mix? Oh, Vegas now with Barbie. Couple teams here and there. Who made out better than anybody else? I'm bad at forming questions.
We'll see if Kane ends
up in New York.
we'll see,
but what as of right now?
Well, Toronto's done a hell of a job.
Toronto has.
They need to get a defenseman.
Yeah.
The
goalie's suspect too.
It is.
What about the Devils and what they paid for Timo Meier?
So be it.
What do you think?
So be it.
Okay, go for it.
You know
then.
what?
Yep.
They got the player. They don't have him under contract long term, but they'll work that out.
And they got prospects stacked
but they got
away.
him under control. They're going to have to pay his qualifying number if they don't get an extension in place. But
that's what you do.
He's their property.
Yeah.
And if you feel like it's your time, listen. Tom Fitzgerald identified Timo Meier as the guy months ago. and he wasn't going to lose on this. Yep. And he wasn't going to let it go.
And when you're bad for 10 years in a row, you're going to have draft picks that
Absolutely.
you can throw.
Absolutely.
That's why
he'll fit in there. They got other players who are from Switzerland, and they all know each other. Like,
what about the Tanner Janelle thing?
Is it Switzerland?
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, they got two other guys.
What about Tampa throwing a lot?
Dude, I don't even listen. I know I said this on Twitter. I was kind of half joking. I mean, I didn't know if they traded for Gretzky or what the deal was. You know,
wow, they threw a lot.
Well, and I will say that I was kidding when I said, okay, now Barry Trotz makes his first deal, even though Trotz isn't officially taking over till June. We'll talk about that in just a moment. But if I'm Tampa Bay, what the hell do you need a 3rd, 4th, and 5th round pick for? Like, you don't even know if those guys are ever going to play. You've got all these players locked up, all these superstars still in their prime. The window to win is now. If they ever want to trade one of these guys down the road or a couple of these guys down the road, they'll be able to restock that draft coverage so quickly. So you know what? They identify a guy who's 25, 26 years old, whatever he is, 24 years old.
He's tough.
Who had 24 goals last year. We all know he's not a 24-goal scorer.
No, he's not.
But he's not a 5-goal scorer either. So he's somewhere in the middle of the two, right? Yep. He's not 24, but he's not 5. You're getting a hell of a player who brings an element in terms of what he brings to the table. And you know what?
Sometimes you got to go for it, Andy.
Tampa like, I don't give a shit about a 3rd, 4th, and 5th round pick. We're going to win another Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
What do we need these draft picks for? We got everybody locked up, and they're all in their prime. We got a goalie, too. We got a Norris Trophy winner. We got Kucherov. So
we got Stammer.
We're good, man.
We're good. Yeah, I get that.
Braden Point.
I like it. Who's underrated as shit.
Yes. So I'm not going to sit here and say you can't get a good player in the 3rd, 4th, or 5th round. Obviously, you can. But there's a lot of teams who draft in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th round every year, and they don't get shit either. So you're getting Tanner Janot. It's a player they want. I look at it like this. I think it's a great move for both teams, man. It's a great move for Tampa Bay. They got the player who's going to add something to this roster, and Toronto's probably like, okay, wow, now they got Tanner Janot. I'm not sure how they react, but I would imagine, they know. But it's good for Nashville, too, because they got a premium return for a player. I don't think they're looking to move that player at that age unless they're getting that type of return. So I think it was maybe a no-brainer for Nashville to go
Who's
going to
sneak out of the East? Of all the teams that are just like hovering, right? Mm-hmm. Wash, Florida. Is there any of those teams that are like they're going to catch fire? No way. Okay.
I don't see any real.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
The other day, the Blues played Carolina, and this one, the Blues.
Carolina's damn good.
Oh my motherfucker, they are damn good.
Yeah.
That's
why you can't even get upset if you're a Blues fan about losing that game. You're just like, okay, they're better.
They were toying with the Blues.
Can I say this? I don't understand why everyone's getting so worked up with the Blues, though. And I know the coach got pissed and players are reacting. They're not used to it. I think that's a great way to put it. This is new territory for the team. Yeah. They've been making the playoffs every year. They haven't had a top 5 pick since 2008. They haven't drafted in the top 10 since 2008.
I know.
They haven't drafted in the top 15 since 2010.
I know.
So everyone's getting a little worked up, but I will say this. It's okay to lose. I think you should want to lose at this stage. Listen, and it's never easy to say that. Nobody wants to hear it.
Fuck that.
But you know what? You're going to be in position to get a really good draft pick. Look at all the draft picks.
Why be kind of bad?
Well, look at all the draft picks they've accumulated. What do you want to do? Finish 10th? Finish just outside the playoffs?
No. You don't want to be kind of bad. You want to be either really bad or
and with 23 games to go, I mean, based off of what we've seen from the Blues, are they going to win 5 games the rest of the way? Are they going to win 6 games? Are they going to win 3 games? Who knows what they're going to win?
They might.
But the way it is right now, Cam, all of a sudden they've played their way into the conversation for Connor Bedard.
I like that tweet you had, boy.
I'm not going to sit here and say they're going to get Connor Bedard, but they're in the conversation, and they're going to go into that draft lottery with a specific percentage chance of getting him. And who knows, man? It may be your lucky day, and you may end up getting him. So I wouldn't be focused on winning right now, but everybody's got to stay together, though.
But on the other hand,
you don't want to see point and finish.
It hinders your development when you lose all the time. You get used to losing. And it's for these young kids. A lot of drama in St. Louis, by the way. You got a 4th-line kid in Toropchenko. And here's how I look at this, by the way, all you guys out there. If you're a 4th-line guy and you're going through a transition and you got guys on the team that have won Stanley Cups and they're not playing good and they get called out by the coach. I like that Toropchenko. I like the way he plays. But for you to say it's the worst game I've ever been a part of, these guys don't want to win, and you call out the older guys as a 4th-line guy.
Is that what he said? These guys don't want to win?
It's something to the effect of that. Fuck yeah.
I think they were saying, the players and the coaches, they kind of had his back. They protected him by saying maybe there was a language barrier.
I know. I know, Andy. But when you're a fourth line guy,
You
just
and I'm sure they let him know.
I'm just letting you know that they probably did let him know.
I'm
like,
sure
hey,
they let him know.
Don't you fucking call me out. You had one game? You had one good game? Just because you had a good game when everybody else played like shit, you can't come out like a fucking big cock and swing your dick around in the locker room and call out everybody. Just letting you know. I didn't mind it. I know the fans in St. Louis don't care. But as a player in the locker room, if I would have done that.
Let me say this.
If I would have done that with the Devils early in my career.
Oh, my God.
Are you fucking nuts? Are you nuts?
Who would have had you by the
Oh,
throat?
Jesus. They all would have. I would never do that. Because I went out there and I busted that happened a lot. Where the guys that just fucking had a cup of coffee and I went out there and did everything and fought guys. You think I was going to do an interview and be like, huh, these guys aren't trying. Blah, blah, blah. No.
Yeah.
Because you know what happens after that? Come back and bite you in the ass. Because everybody else is going to play good. And you're going to get 3 minutes of ice. Now you're irrelevant again. You had one good game. You're calling the guys out. You're not there yet,
I will say
homie.
this, though. And I don't know what's going to happen with Ryan O'Reilly. Listen, the door's going to be open. I think if I'm the Blues, though, I say, wow, there's something to be said about the leadership aspect of it. I mean, I don't know. You can talk about his game on the ice and all that type of stuff and where he's at this point in his career. Obviously, he looks pretty good playing there in Toronto. And we all know Ryan O'Reilly still has hockey left. But it's not even about the hockey. I don't know if you can look at it. With the way things have gone, man, they've had the heartbeat kind of ripped out of the dressing room. Not saying O'Reilly was just the heartbeat, but just everything that go along with it.
That's normal.
And they're losing. That, I think that, they probably could use a personality or a presence in that room to kind of calm things down.
Well, Braden Shin, where you at? Like you're the guy now. Justin Falk, you're the guy now. Colin Parayko, you're the guy now. Even guys like fucking Marco Scandella, you've been in the league a long time. Letty, you've been in the league a long time. You're the ruler of that locker room. You get control of it. Get control of it. You don't need fucking Toropchenko.
Did you have a problem with Chiefs comments?
Fuck no.
No.
I don't have a problem with anything he does.
No.
I mean, some little things here and there when you pull the goalie too quick.
He may have gone a little bit too far with some things, but you know what? I didn't have a problem with it.
I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. You got to understand in St. Louis, all y'all out there. You got good old boys that have to drive fucking 25, 30, 40 minutes to come watch this team play. You piss those good old folk off. They ain't coming. And, you need to be able to, even though you want to lose, I get that. It's a weird situation. You need to be entertaining. And when they played Pittsburgh the other night, when they lost in overtime, that was a damn good game.
Great game.
It was a damn good game.
Although they gave up a lot of shots and Bennington was
I don't give a Bennington was great.
So what
I don't care about that. You're crushing guys. You're entertaining. I saw emotion from you.
Yeah.
That's what you need.
And that's all Chief is asking.
That's all
for.
it is.
You got to play inspired. You got to play with some emotion.
You got to play for the fans, homeboy. This is a mid-market team.
Yeah.
I told you. These good old folk, man, they'll watch it at home. They won't come down there and spend fucking money. In downtown St. Louis, they won't go. You need to show some kind of emotion to get these fans back in there. You got to look at the fan aspect of things, and that's why I liked what Berube did. Call out some of those guys. That's all good. It's all good. Get the fire under their fucking ass. You still got to bring people in because you're not going to make the playoffs. That's a lot of revenue down the drain. You just had COVID. You had all this shit. You spin up to the cap. You need to find a way to keep people interested.
Even if you don't win.
Even if you don't win, Andy. Just like we did when we did the Come Grow with us. We weren't winning many games, but fuck, were we entertaining. Oshie toe dragging guys. I'm fighting everybody. Kinger's knocking guys out. No, we entertained you. So,
but those teams weren't falling this far down.
We still need to bring people back.
Yeah.
They lost interest in the Blues. They were winning 13 games. Now you got all these young kids. You got to entertain them.
No, I've been around the team. When they traded away Keith Tkachuk and Billy Guerin and Dougie Weight, and they found a way to move forward.
You got to play for the fans too, man. You got to remember them.
They found a way to move forward.
Remember, they're the ones that you.
What did they expect? I mean, they think that these guys. I mean, everyone knew these guys were getting traded.
Yeah, well.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, just show effort.
Everybody knew these guys were going to get traded. I think maybe when it happens.
Well, I think they got pissed.
Even though you expect it, I think it's still a shock sometimes.
Get out of here.
Listen, the Barbashev situation, Vegas is getting a good player. We all know that.
Yeah.
He didn't want to negotiate with the Blues. He wants to go play in the playoffs. I don't blame him. I don't blame him. I respect that.
Barbie.
And I think the Blues, without a question, respect that too. Listen, Barbashev and his agent, they both told me that the Blues and Doug Armstrong handled this first class, man. Like, they have no problem. He kept him, like, up to breast with what was going on. You know, told him he would put him in a situation where he goes to a good team. And that's exactly what he's done here now. Now, when free agency starts, he's a guy who kind of fits into the category still what the Blues are looking for based on his age and style of play and all of that.
If he goes far in the playoffs, man, he's going to make a lot more money.
Well, and he may end up wanting to stay in Vegas. You never know, man. But if he's available in free agency, the Blues
Barbie. I'll give him a little shout out.
The Blues will try to bring some of these guys back if they can, but we all know that it doesn't happen very often, so there's no guarantee of that happening.
I like Barbie a lot, man. He got some damn good years out of that guy. Damn good. Good for you, man. Barbie, I wish you all the luck. Follows me on Instagram. Are you
getting emotional?
No, I don't give a fuck that much.
I feel like you're getting about to cry here.
About Barbie?
A little bit.
I don't like him that much.
Hey, I love what the Blues are doing, dude.
Yeah, I do too.
Getting all these draft picks.
Let's check it out.
And prospects.
Snuggerud, this kid.
And they get this kid, Zach Dean, too, who is
Zachy Dean.
Yeah, he's a good prospect, man. I mean, he was pretty impressive in the World Juniors playing for Canada.
He's in Quebec. Playing the Quebec League.
In the Quebec League.
And Bolduc.
But he's kind of a physical player, too, man. I mean, he kind of plays similar to Barbashev, to be honest.
This Casper Kapanen kid.
I don't know. We'll see. Kasperi
Kapanen.
I don't know. Well, he scored 20 a few years back. He's very skilled.
Yeah.
So
making 3.5
for whatever 3.2. Yeah. So for whatever reason, it was not working in Pittsburgh, and you just never know if he just needs a change of scenery. Put him in a situation where the coach is going to be able to, put him in position to succeed. And Pittsburgh's an interesting team, man. I don't know what they're trying to do. You know what I mean? Like they sign a lot of veteran guys to long-term contracts. You got to have youth, and you got to have draft picks. You know what I mean? And you got to be able to draft well. You can't just rely on older, aging veteran players to get you through year after year after year. At some point in time, you got to turn things over. I'm not saying you move on from Crosby and Malkin, obviously, but you got to be able to restock, and you got to be able to bring youthful energy, guys who can play.
You're right, man. A lot of stuff going on.
So a couple things. Cam Talbot turned down a trade cam from Ottawa, so it looks like he could be moved. Now, Thatcher Demko, this is the one. And I know you didn't like the way some of these fans were acting on social media.
I don't like you getting bashed on social media. It kind of
because listen,
these guys are crazy.
The Canuck fans are very emotional. I love the emotion that they bring to the table, but I'm just saying the reality is, I'm not saying he's guaranteed to be traded, but if you're the Vancouver Canucks, two things. Why would you want to pay a goaltender the money that they're going to be paying throughout the course of a rebuild? Like, that doesn't even make any sense to me. You can get a lot in return for Thatcher Demko. I mean, he's a number one goaltender.
I know.
He's very, very good, making $5 million. And from what I am being told, sources close to Demko, and this guy would love a change of scenery and does not want to go through a rebuild in Vancouver. So he's hoping he gets moved. He's not going to come out and publicly say it to the media in Vancouver, where some people just think, well, whatever they say publicly is what they really mean. That just doesn't always work like that.
People are bashing you in the comments, man.
Were they? I didn't read them all. I didn't think they were that
bad. Sometimes I just go through your shit and just see where everything's at. And that particular tweet, like, they're tagging me, like, Cam, get in control of your boy. I go, what? They're like, Thatcher said this 2 weeks ago. So I'm like, so fucking what? What do you say? Like, what do you... They just get so riled up. I'm like, what do you want me to do? I don't know. Didn't I listen? I watched the other tweets.
Dude, it's been nothing but drama.
It's
been nothing but drama in Vancouver. I don't think he wants to be a part of this situation.
God, even Ricky Taka's like, they're fucking yelling for Bruce Boudreau again.
Oh, God.
It's embarrassing.
John Gibson, another one, Cam, to pay attention to out of Anaheim. I know you're monitoring that very, very closely.
No, I'm not, man. Like, I'm just not. I'm not an insider. I see what I see, and then I report on what I see. I don't dig. I don't call people. I don't do any of that shit. I just watch what I watch, and then you ask me questions.
Tried to be an insider?
No, I didn't.
No, a long time ago.
I didn't.
I told you something, and then you went on the radio with it.
What are you?
And I was like, what are you? I was like, what are you doing?
Never want to be an insider.
And then you like apologized for it, I think.
No, maybe it was something that you told me, and I just brought it up because I didn't do a 3-hour show. Yeah. And you heard it, and I was like, all right, I won't do that again, and I didn't do it again. I don't give a shit. I don't want to be that guy, you know? I just don't.
What'd you think about Milan Lucic?
Oh, my God. He knocked out McDermott. Yeah, that was a good steady punch. Right cross, man. Boom. Caught him right in the button. I like those two cats, man. I love Milan. I like that McDermott. I like those. I like that Olivier, or whatever his name is. Olivier. I like
Oliver.
Oh, it looks like Oliver. I like old boy from Philly, Delorier, Reaver. You know, there's still some shit kickers. I think did the Rangers somebody called up McElrath. He fucked the other night.
Did he? Dylan
McElrath. He was a first rounder, I think.
Mm-hmm. He was.
Big, tough kid. I like it, man. I like emotion, guys. You know that. You know, I just want emotion. I just want guys to play with emotion. I love that. That's all I ask for. I don't care about your toe-to-toe. I don't give a shit about anything else.
Toe-to-toe. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you don't need to fight toe. I just
want to see guys play hard.
I just want to see guys play hard. That's all, man. Mm-hmm. That's all I care for.
Barry Trotz, by the way, big shout-out to him. He's going to be taking over as general manager of the Nashville Predators. Cam, if you remember, I brought that up months ago and then even asked him about it during our interview. Would you ever want to be a GM? And I'm pretty sure in that intro of that episode or before that, I remember, and I was told this like months ago that, hey, don't be surprised if all of a sudden he expressed interest in becoming a general manager of the Nashville Predators and taking over for David Poile. We talked about this.
I know. And now here he is.
And that's why I asked him during the interview, would you ever want to be a GM? And he said, I know I can do it.
Yeah, I think you can. And I think it's a little bit, I shouldn't say easier, but I think the stress is a little bit, well, the stress is still there. But being a coach is an everyday, in your face, boom, new things. Where a GM, you can kind of sit back, you scout
maybe
guys.
go golfing a little bit.
You can go golf a little bit. You can just kind of like sit back and look what you have.
Create your schedule.
Like, I'm going to do this tomorrow. We got these guys. But the coach is like, boom, 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 boom. I think a GM for him at this age of his career, we love Barry. When we have people on and they call us by our name, and like Barry will go out of his way to say something about me or say something about you, like Elliotte just did on this coming up here. Like I like that. That means that they know who they're talking to.
Yeah,
Barry was really cool with that, man.
Oh, he was cool. And what else did he say? He just bought a new house.
I'm rooting for him.
He's starting the business for his daughter.
Yeah, I know. Helped his family out. He's going through a tough time. Yeah. Like he was so genuine.
Yeah.
And then you look of all these guys that we interview, man. Like there's certain guys.
So remember, I was like, he's not leaving Nashville.
Yeah. Why would you?
For Winnipeg?
We'll go down there and party with him.
maybe we'll see him.
Let's go see him. Andy, we could do what we want down there.
Well,
Let's
I
go
know
say
that,
hey
but I'll
to
be
people.
curious if he's going to, like, he should scout. Come watch
now
me
that's
play.
Yeah, you should. I'm going to put you in the spotlight, man.
First line.
Oh yeah. Well, because we're going to be dominant. And I don't want Chase to get mad at me, so I'm gonna double shift you.
I don't have the stamina for all that
exactly
right now.
Because they're going to be dash forward, and then we're going to all the big boys.
Dude, I can do one. I don't know if I can do 3 straight nights of partying like that at this stage of my career.
Well, then go to fucking bed then.
Oh,
then go to fucking
okay
bed.
If you go do that?
No one's going to care if you're not there. Don't worry. They're not going to be like, "Where's Andy?" We'll find somebody else.
Well, they might after the first night.
We'll find somebody else to sit in your spot. It's all good. You can do what you want, man. I got to be on my best behavior too. You know, yes, does my wife like me going to Nashville with 15 swinging dicks on a private jet? No, but we are, and it is what it is.
This is like a bachelor party.
I know, but we're not going to act like it's a goddamn bachelor party. Like, let the young guys do what they fucking want to do. We stay out of it, and then we just hear stories in the locker room the next day.
Okay. So it's not like everybody has to run together the whole time?
Well, we're going to go to dinner and stuff, Andy.
Yeah.
Just do what the fuck I tell you to do, and you'll be okay. It's pretty easy.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
It'll be fun.
Like, why are you like a child? Like,
not,
you
dude.
kind of are. Like,
No.
I'm like, what the fuck? You're like a pretty boy child from Bel Air. It's like, where do I get my stuff? I get my, like, no. Like, I invite you down.
Bel Air.
Like, seriously.
It's all
do
good,
what the fuck
dude.
I tell you to do. We'll hang out. We'll have a good time. We'll get our minds right. And our wives aren't going to be pissed.
Looking
That's
forward
all.
to
I
it.
don't want my wife fucking mad at me for anything. I hate it.
Hey, I had a family member that needed paramedics this past weekend. Looks like he's going to be okay. So appreciate all of you for all my people in Saskatchewan and Alberta and Newfoundland and Ontario. Everybody
they all
for
love
thinking about my family. But
no one knew about
took
it.
15 minutes
Yeah,
for the
it's a long time.
paramedics to get there.
Everything's slowed down because of COVID, Andy. Go to anywhere, do anything, go to a restaurant.
Oh, you're blaming COVID still?
Fuck, hell, yes. Everything's slowed down. Everything. People working at restaurants, people working at different things, going to a hospital, trying to find a doctor to set up an appointment. Everything is slowed down and backlogged because of COVID. That's a fact. And you could see it. You could see it in our educational system. You could see it everywhere you look. It's slowed down. It's going to be okay, but it's slowed down.
Mm-hmm.
I will say this. I have weird dreams, all y'all out there, you know? I got weird dreams all the time. Like, I'm always dreaming about making a team where I'm out of shape. I think it's fine. Then I have a dream about zombies. I had one the other night where I just, like, vivid dreams where I got to kill fucking zombies or I got to do this. But at the very end, before I woke up, I saw my mom, and she looked so beautiful. She must have been in her 30s. She was just looked real pretty.
When was this?
It's a couple days ago. And I was having these weird nightmares. I'm like, fuck. And all of a sudden, my mom pops up. And she opens her eyes and smiles and says, hi. And I wake up. And I felt like $1 million.
Oh, you felt great.
I felt
good for you.
Unbelievable. And you guys could chirp me all you want. But I just felt like that was a sign that
You
she
think
just said,
she's saying hi to you?
hell yeah, man. I don't care what anybody says. 100,000%. I have all these crazy nightmares. And all of a sudden, my mom she opens her eyes and smiles at me and goes, hi. And I woke up, and I just felt awesome. Because those nightmares would have made me like, oh, fuck. And I got up, and I just felt great. And that was my mom just saying hi to me.
Oh, I love that.
I know. You call me weird. I don't give a shit. I felt that. And I'm like, yeah, hi, mama. That's all. I know you guys do the same thing. Believe that, guys. Don't ever tell anybody that says no, that's not. No. That was your mom or your loved one or whoever. They're saying hi to you.
And they're saying, I'm still here.
I'm here. I'm following you.
Yeah.
I love you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. I got up and I fucking kicked ass that day.
Can I say this, though?
Yeah.
Like my son will have nightmares. Why are you having nightmares?
Because his brain's going 100 miles an hour. What do you think?
No, why are you having nightmares?
Why am I?
Yeah. Not him. He's a kid. And he doesn't even have them hardly ever.
Andy,
why are you having nightmares?
I have the craziest.
What are you scared of?
I have the craziest mindset ever, dude. If I knew how to write, I'd write the scariest horror film you could possibly think of. I don't like watching biographies on YouTube. I like reading about them.
You need to turn the TV off and light candles, dude, and some incense.
I know what to do.
Some incense.
Don't tell me what to do. Don't tell me how to chill. Maybe some sage. Don't tell me how to chill.
Okay.
My mind.
You're going way too fast.
No,
dude.
listen. The way my mind works, if I read something about something scary, like Skinwalker Ranch or something hardcore, and I read about it, and what my mind tells me what's on there is so goddamn horrifying.
I know.
And then once I watch the movie, I'm like, wait. My mind, no. The way I thought about that was 10 times scarier than anybody could put in the... I'm telling you.
That's why
I like reading.
That's why when I'm out at the farm, I don't want to be out there by myself.
With all your family, they're telling you to clean things up. No. And they're like, why did Ty break this? You need to pay for this, Andy. I'm telling you.
No, you don't.
You have all your family in one spot like that. You're going to be fighting all the time, just so you know. It happened with us.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, then I won't have anybody do it with me.
Well, then you're going to throw all the money down? I'm just saying.
It's an Airbnb investment.
Okay, whatever, man. You're acting like you're a farmer or something. I'm just like, I'm telling you. Or a cowboy.
Don't get mad because I'm getting a farm.
No, you're getting a house on 12 acres.
You can shoot guns out there, too.
Is it okay with your family?
I'm doing.
Huh?
I'm not.
Oh, your
I'm not
family.
Them.
Your family likes guns.
I'm not.
Oh, sure. Yeah,
I'm
sure.
not
Andy.
including anybody else.
Your family's like, what's going on here?
You know, the afternoon game, sitting front row on the glass. It was like day drinking is not for me anymore. Kid.
Yeah, me either.
I mean, seriously, I'm like asleep by like 8 o'clock.
Yeah, that's what I like.
You like that?
Yeah, I do. I like it, man.
I called you last night at 7.
Yeah, I was done.
Little Ty says to me,
Yike.
We're in the car. We're heading back from practice, and the rink is like a half hour from the house, so I had time. And I had to remind Cam about a business meeting we had this morning.
Yeah, I was there.
And Ty says to me before I call, tell Cam not to cuss.
Man, I didn't mean to, man. He's getting older. He'll be all right. Well, don't call me and put me on speakerphone when your children in the car.
I'm driving, hands-free.
7:30 at night, I'm in bed,
I'm hands-free, bro.
You know.
In my Volvo.
Your Volvo's going to get stuck in the mud in your little ranch that you bought?
Oh, yeah. I probably have to get... Listen, it comes with side-by-sides and everything, dude.
It comes with side-by-side.
It does.
Well, that's good.
Elliotte Friedman, dude.
I like him a lot, man. I like Elliotte.
It's Elliotte with an E at the beginning and the end.
Hi, Elliotte.
It's the E at the beginning and the end.
Yeah, I know. I know what it is.
Friedman.
Great guy.
Great guy.
We have some good questions, man. I want to know about being an insider. It has to deal with.
Well, so what do you make out of it?
He's got hard work to do. And I go, what do you have any fun? Like, what's your, when you time off? He goes, Cam, I got to hang out with my goddamn family. Mm-hmm. He's like, I am gone all the fucking time. So anytime, I can't just go golf with my buddies. I need to hang out with my family. And I want to. I just love that. And it was genuine. And he's like, no, I do. He's doing good, man. I trust him. If I was a player, I'd trust him too. I would. And that's not an easy thing to say. But he's an honest guy. He works his ass off. He's very well respected. And he came on. He gave us an hour, dude. I love all these guys, man.
He's joined me a lot over the years.
I know he has. He listens to the podcast.
And we always have good conversations, man. And he is, he does very good. Like, I will say, of all the insiders,
he's my favorite.
The two I probably respect the most, and it's not about respect, because I respect everybody for the job they do, but the two I've probably gotten to know the most is probably him and Darren Drager.
Yeah. Drager, I like him too, man.
And they both do a really good job.
Damn good job.
And they have been for a long time. Like Bob McKenzie back in the day, man.
You take a beating too, man, like with stuff. Like these fans are crazy. I love all y'all, but y'all crazy. Just like I'm fucking crazy.
And a lot of executives and GMs around the league, they don't like a lot of the inside stuff getting leaked.
Yeah.
Like, I will say, man, old school GMs, they just don't put a lot of information out there. You get some of these newer GMs. Like, I will say, like, Mike Greer, I don't know if he's the one responsible for it, but, I guarantee you the fact that the Blues were interested in Timo Meier didn't come out of the Blues camp. I'll tell you that. They don't want that out there.
Yeah.
And I think some GMs probably don't like it when other GMs are like, leak.
Yeah, and then they bump the price up a little bit.
Well, just kind of create everybody to get all, like, worked up and create a frenzy.
It's good for us, man. I got to think selfishly on this stuff, man, and so should you at times, where, like, the more things that are out, it's just easier for us to talk about.
Leaky.
Leaky. I like that, man. I don't mind.
But Elliotte's cool, man.
Yeah, he's totally
does
cool.
a good job.
Yeah, he worked his ass off to get to where he's at, and I like that. He has. He's genuine. I like him a lot.
Genuine,
like the rapper.
No, he was cool, man. People are going to love this conversation, too. Plus, it's
trade deadline.
Perfect timing and everything.
That's why you did it.
Although, like, just so people know.
We didn't ask.
I wasn't like, okay, where is...
who's this guy going to?
Where is he going? What is Winnipeg going to do?
No. No, we just said, how does the game work?
What do you think the Los Angeles Kings are going to do?
Probably surprise somebody. What they're going to do.
Oh, really? Let me just ask you about a few teams, Cam.
Go ahead. What do you want to know?
Is Vegas done?
With what? With what?
Trades.
I don't fucking know.
Oh, that's how you answer the question.
Do you know?
Well,
when we lie to the people, I'm like, "Oh, this is what I heard. Let me think here." No, I don't know.
No, they're probably not done.
Okay, they're probably not done. Mm-hmm. Then why are you asking me that?
Are the Rangers done?
Are we including Patrick Kane?
No.
Then no.
Okay. That was a layup for you.
What the fuck is he doing?
What about the Florida Panthers?
Man, I don't
Where's
know.
Gudas going?
If I'm him, why wouldn't you stay there?
Why? Hey, Toronto. And that's another thing about that's another thing about Tampa Bay too. They give up all these draft picks and whatever. They'll never ever have to worry about a player not wanting to sign with them.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying? They just
Tampa? Yeah, I'll go there.
They just put,
Why wouldn't Patrick Kane want to go to Tampa?
Well, I don't think they're in position to make that deal.
Okay. But if they were, would he want to go there?
I don't know. He wants to go to New York. Showtime, baby. He fits in well with the Rangers in terms of, like, his personality. I just worry about New York. I'm not a big believer in, just bring all the great players on board and you're automatically going to win.
Yeah, it doesn't work that way.
So I honestly feel, this may sound crazy when I say this, but I feel better about the Rangers' chances almost without Patrick Kane. Does that make sense?
You like their chances without him?
Better without him than with him. I feel like it's going to become a crowded room.
I think Patrick Kane will be like, I'm going to turn it on.
Well, I'm not saying that he won't.
Well, then what are you saying?
Somebody's going to have to take a back seat. Because if he turns it on, then somebody's going to have to take your argument. Somebody's going to have to take a back seat. Well, him turning it on his own is not going to win you a Stanley Cup.
Well, when you have players around you.
And a goalie.
It will help you. He scores a big-time goal in big-time situations. Yeah, that's going to help you. The fuck you talking about?
Big time
Andy?
goal in big time situations.
Yeah, in the playoffs.
In big time games.
Yeah, that's what he's going to do.
Yeah, big time players make big time plays.
Well, he's a big time player.
Big time. I mean, that's
Well, he's one of the.
Hey, Cam, you come up with that on your own. Cam's
What'd you say
Cam's
today?
like, big time players come up big in big time
Well, you
games
just
and
said
big time
that
situations.
they're going to be better without him. I'm like, he's a big time player. He's probably going to.
I just feel like it's going to be too much. Hey, the
What
Rangers.
argument are you
the
making
Rangers
again?
did this
No.
years
What
ago.
argument are you making
The
again?
Rangers did it years ago. Remember they used to just bring everybody on board.
Yeah, Pavel Bure, Eric Lindros, all that shit. That didn't work.
Didn't work.
No, I know.
I feel like this isn't going to work either.
It might not.
I feel like they got a tight ass team. They're like connected. That like sometimes this can disrupt the chemistry. This can go the other way.
Or it doesn't, dude. I mean, shit. Or it fucking doesn't. Patrick Kane might find a second wind.
Hey, but Kyle Dubas.
Like, he's got Patrick Kane, Andy. You're talking about fucking.
I get it.
You're not talking about some, like,
he's like
rinky-dink
forcing his way
motherfucker.
there, though.
Yeah, he's like, no, I'll do this.
They're
I want
like,
to win a cup
no,
in New York.
he's like-
you don't think he wants to win a cup in New York?
He's like, I'm only going to New York.
Imagine winning 3 Stanley Cups.
I'll
in
be
Chicago
curious
and one
to
in New
see
York.
what Chicago gets in return. You just hope that they didn't just completely mess this whole thing up.
Yeah, I know.
Because they're not getting anything for Taves now. And, this whole situation where, like, Patrick will let us know when he's ready. It's like, okay.
Rely on him.
It's like, this is why I said, Cam, you better have an experienced general manager to navigate you through all of this, man.
Can we write that down?
If you don't have a good one,
So you're acting like I'm saying stupid.
put that on a
fucking
T-shirt.
quotes.
You better have an experienced
No, have an inexperienced
leader
one. They're better.
to navigate you through this, or somebody who's really capable.
No shit.
Kyle Davidson, the GM of the Chicago Blackhawks, we're all watching to see how you. What do you come up with here? What do you get?
Probably a lot. What do they got? What's stacked away in New York? I don't know. I don't know what they have.
Okay, well, we're gonna find out very soon.
Well, you're looking at me like I know their fucking draft
Well,
picks
you're
they
the
have.
insider, dude. Like you're just. Like,
Who said that?
You're just breaking it down for us.
Who said that?
What's Toronto gonna do?
I don't know. Probably lose in the first round.
Could you imagine?
Yeah, I can.
Carlo would not like that.
Well, it is what it is.
They'll be like, it's because we had to play Tampa.
Yeah, well, you play Tampa. Who do you want to play?
How come Tampa's not complaining about having to?
Who do you want to play? Montreal?
Toronto?
You want to play Montreal?
Detroit.
Huh? You want to play Detroit? You want to play Ottawa? Get out of here. Jesus. Oh, you want to play Columbus? You want to play Columbus in the first round? Get on with yourself.
Apparently, McCabe and Lafferty from Chicago to Toronto. So there's their defenseman.
For who?
It's not saying.
Okay. We'll figure that one out.
So, Toronto just tweeted out they've acquired Jake McCabe, Sam Lafferty, a conditional 5th-round pick in 2024, a conditional 5th-round pick in 2025 from Chicago in exchange for a conditional 2025 first-round pick, 2026 second-round pick, Joey Anderson, and Pavel Gogolev.
Okay.
But this is kind of what I mean. Like, everybody reports this like seconds before it's like officially announced. There's something fishy about that, dude.
Well, get on it, man.
I'm just saying. It's a
Get
little
in that
fishy.
crowd.
It's just a little fishy.
Get in that crowd.
It's like that in all sports too. Like all of a sudden, like the guy lands at ESPN who covers the NBA, and he's like breaking every story. Adam Schefter, every story. They got guys at the NFL Network too, man. But there's something to be said for being with a rights holder, dude. But a lot of these guys have great sources, and they're very, very good, including our next guy, Elliotte Friedman, who joins us on the Cam Strick Podcast, brought to you by Hair Club Cam and hairclub.com.
Got a consultation tomorrow. See what's going on.
And this is very good for you. I've been waiting for you to have this consultation. In
It's
fact,
good for the brand.
I've been encouraging you to get this consultation.
It's good for the brand. If I get my hair back, start getting jacked again.
What do you think that's going to do for
model.
you? What's that going to do for you?
Just make me look better.
Your confidence.
Yeah, it's just.
You think you'll make more money?
Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Andy, I'm
you think people will look at you differently when you walk into the room?
Well, they just won't look at my bald spot and be like, holy fuck. It just would be like, oh. They just won't say anything.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's a big difference between people like, Jesus, or they're like, no.
Well, you've always said, like, if you're, like, got a full head of, like, if you're 6'3" versus, like, 5'7".
Yeah, like you.
Like, the guy who's 6'3" gets.
Yeah, I know.
Has an
Compared to a
advantage.
guy like you, what?
Mm-hmm.
It has an advantage? Yes, they do. In every way possible. Walk into a bar with girls, trying out for a team, walk into a...
trying out for a team, too.
Yeah, of course. You're bigger. Is that right?
They want size.
Okay. Yeah. And then even walking into a PTS report in front of your company and you got to give it. And you're fucking big.
What's PTS?
Don't know. But if you walk in,
I mean, what is a PTS report?
I don't know. Could be anything. PTS report.
What does PTS stand for?
No idea. I just made it up. But the point is, if you have that PTS report and you got to walk into that goddamn meeting and you're 6'3" with good hair, people are going to look at you differently.
Yeah, that meeting might go over
you
really well.
You can't fucking be marble mouth. But if you're pretty good at this and you got good hair and you're fucking tall.
How would you start out the meeting? Hi, guys.
Hi, Cam here. How are you? What's good for you? I don't fucking
Hey, can I get all your attention, please?
Hi, I'm here. Put your phone down. Sorry.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Man, I don't do that shit.
Appreciate everyone being here and on time.
Hi, how are you?
Appreciate
Good. Let's get started here. Get your
notice.
pens out and your papers and I don't fucking know.
If I can have your attention, I won't keep you very long.
Yeah.
And I'll get you back.
But you will
get you back on your way.
So anyway, get your hair done, man. And I'm telling you, when it starts growing back, you forget about it. All of a sudden, you look in the mirror.
Hair Club has changed the lives of thousands of people.
You're like, you find your hair growing back. You're like, God damn right. Wow. Let's go. Get that.
There is a solution for everybody out there. Over 1,200 locations throughout all of Canada and the U.S., including Toronto and Vancouver and Montreal. If you are in Canada, you're listening right now, and you're thinking, okay, well, this is just really for the States. No. That couldn't be further than the truth. Right, Cam?
Yeah, man. They're everywhere. Figure it out.
Everywhere.
Get it done now.
Get her done. Hey, hairclub.com/Cam Strick. Go there today. 800-279-7878. All right, First Form and firstform.com, Cam. Cam's got a video that's coming out today on the first one he's ever done that doesn't include the dogs or his wife.
Well, I think my wee-wee's hanging out a little bit because I got sweatpants on, so I'm probably get chirped for that.
Can you put some pants? Do you own a pair of jeans?
Yeah, I do.
You gonna bring them to Nashville?
Yeah, I am.
You have cowboy boots and stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. What'd you tell the people about First Form this morning?
Oh, well, you want to get jacked like I am. I'm telling you, it's an easy thing to do. I did my protein this morning. And all the stuff on the app, too, by the way. I just look it up. Like, there's some things that they'll tell you what to do, and you're like, how the fuck do I do it? And you press on it. They show you a video of what's going on. I've been working out like a son bitch.
Me too.
Although I've been eating like crazy, man. Fuck.
Have you been eating bad?
Yeah. I have fucking barbecue every weekend. Like, Kate and I are just
they
obsessed.
make plant-based barbecue as well that you can.
The fuck do I look like? I'd rather look like me than, I don't know.
Hey, we're going to go to that biscuit place, though, in Nashville. There's some biscuit places.
There's a billion of them, man.
I'm going to take you
Bloody
for
Marys.
They got
pick up a tab?
Nashville chicken. Hot chicken.
Yeah, no, I like the hot chicken.
You like some of that?
Absolutely.
First Form, firstform.com, Cam. It's firstform.com/Cam Strick. That is the link. Explain to people why they use the link.
Go to the link. Check out it helps us out, by the way. But you could see exactly what's going on with everything. You could type in. It just keeps you very organized. You know how to do all the workouts. They'll tell you what to eat. They'll show you what to take with different products they have. It simplifies your life. Keeps you organized. Some people need it more than others. I'd check it out.
And it makes you healthy. That's like, I take the reds and greens because you never know if you're getting enough fruits and vegetables.
No doubt, man.
Now you do. You get that peace of mind to know that you got enough fruits and vegetables in your system.
Sometimes you crave veggies.
I brought Cam a meat stick this morning.
Yeah, I already had a bunch. I wanted an energy drink, but I already
brought a couple for Brody.
Yeah.
And, dude, my kids are all over these vitamins, too. They got everything. And the apparel, they got all new apparel. Have you seen all the new apparel?
Yeah, I'm wearing everything right now.
I know.
Although I think my junk was hanging out in that video we did.
That's it.
God damn it.
Why are you always embarrassing the brand, dude?
Because I just look goofy. Everything I do is goofy. Like I'm just a fucking
Do you not like seeing yourself on video?
No, not anymore.
You think you look run down?
Yeah, I look beat up.
Hey, I got a solution for that.
I'm beat up.
You know what? Keep working out.
Yeah.
Keep eating right.
Yeah.
Get the supplements from First Form. Get the nutrition.
Fuck, it's windy outside.
It's going to make your skin look better and everything, Cam.
Yeah, I know.
I look at mine. See?
I get all that.
It's good.
Yeah, you look young.
Firstform.com, though, it is a life changer, and they are a great company, Cam. They are great people.
The best of the best.
They are great people, and they do an incredible job. So we love our friends over there at First Form. Say hi to Nick, by the way.
What up, Nicky boy?
It was his birthday the other day.
Yeah, I saw that.
Did he jump out of a box? Out of a cake?
For his wife? I think she did for him.
With like a sash on,
He looks like a movie star. But he's healthy and he's disciplined, man, and he'll help you with everything.
Yes, he will.
And it's funny, like you talk to the people that work in there. They're like, I went to school with Nick. I'm like, how was he? And she's like, he was the nicest human being ever.
And you can
he
see
was
that.
like
No surprise.
a stud athlete and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And so he runs everything there when it comes to like helps people get in, keeps you kind of like he's like your guy. They talk to you about fitness and performance and nutrition. And he's just the nicest, most genuine dude in the world. Mm-hmm. And even when he didn't need to be, and he's not the status he is now, like in high school, when you're supposed to be a dick, like he was nice to everybody. Yeah, and I like that.
Okay,
you know.
Well, he's cool, man. He's like a mentor, man. Like you need to have a mentor to kind of like it's like you got to have a quality general manager to navigate you through a rebuild or a retool.
Yeah,
he can navigate you through kind of rebuilding your life and your confidence and all that, dude. So he's helping me do that, and he'll help you too, Cam.
I know.
Okay,
Andy.
Firstforum.com/Cam Strick. Go there today. Use our link. And check out Cam's Instagram story.
Did we post that mug yet? Oh, God.
What are people saying?
It'll be all right.
Did you post it or is there a story? It's on his story. Did you tag me?
You actually look in it. My junk was hanging out.
Well,
it ain't good.
That is not good
See,
at all.
every fucking time, man. I can't do anything. It sucks, dude.
It's hard, isn't it? It's hard.
I don't know what the fuck. Every time I do something, there's always something that looks goofy on me.
I know. Sparks Skate Sharpeners, baby. SPARX. Another incredible weekend with Sparks. You know, we had our last ever 6U hockey game, Cam. Ty is no longer a mini-mite.
Good.
Now he moves on to mites.
Let's go. Yeah,
I know.
Let's go.
Well, he plays against kids 2 years older.
Do we have one of these things down in Nashville? By the way?
What?
Skate sharpener.
I don't know.
Fuck almighty.
Oh, I'm sure they'll have.
Yeah, they'll have a couple down there.
They'll have. Don't worry, dude. I'll find somebody just in case.
Do that, please.
I'll be able to take care of that.
No, I'm dead serious.
Oh, dude.
Because we'll be walking around like.
Well, bring your skates over before you go out of town.
I'm going to.
You don't.
No, I'm dead serious.
Yeah, because you don't really need.
Can you do that for me?
100%.
Because we need to take our bags and fucking put them in the right spot and stuff like that. Right?
Because you're not going to need to really get them sharpened once you're down there.
No, unless you step on a screw.
Yeah, just don't do that.
Well, shit, it might be. Well, that's the bitch of it.
I understand.
It's like, oh, don't step on a screw. Well, fuck, sometimes you do.
Sparks will change your life like it's changed mine. It has truly just elevated my game. It's elevated those around me. It's elevated everybody. Everybody's happier. Just knowing you have a Sparks just takes that pressure off, Cam. Like you're rushing around, you're like, am I going to get home to pick up the skates and then get to the hockey shop before Seth gets off at 6?
Fucking Seth. Oh, God. That dipshit that's sharpening your skates. I'm
playing
telling
Fortnite?
You, playing fucking Fortnite. And he's going to fucking sharpen your skates the next day? Get out of here. Didn't sleep one fucking...
Didn't sleep. Knows nothing
his right
about
arm's
hockey.
Juiced out of his mind because he's been,
Knows? Okay. Yeah,
well, I'm just telling you.
But he knows nothing about hockey.
Nothing about hockey. Watching porn all night. Eating cookies while playing Fortnite. He's sharpening your skates.
Responded to an ad.
Like, I could do this. Shows up late.
They trained him for like...
His eyes are bloodshot.
10 minutes. This is what you do.
This is what you do. Press a button and cross grind. He doesn't know shit. Seth doesn't know shit. And he's going to sharpen your kid's skates before that big tournament? Didn't get a wink of sleep.
You're going to go back and pick him up. And he's going to be like, I haven't gotten to him yet.
I don't know. Fortnite. I stole my dad's Playboy. No.
What? Oh, wait. Which ones are yours?
What?
Which one? Oh, I'll get to them in just a few minutes.
Seth. The fuck out of here. Cookie crumbles on your fucking belly button. Get on with yourself. Not my skates, Andy. Mm-mm. Not Ty's. No. Avoid Seth. Mm-hmm. Do it yourself. Very easy.
Yeah. I would agree with that. Sparks, man, it'll change your life. Use that promo code Cam and Strick. It's going to save you more money than Black Friday and Cyber Monday.
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing?
It is amazing, man.
I love hearing that. So anyway, get that Sparks and get it today. Bellman and Bellman.com, Cam. BEHLMANN.com. I might send my wife there by herself, dude, and I won't even think twice about it.
Oh, no. Hell no. She'll buy something expensive, though.
Well...
You better get control of that, though.
Well, she needs a little something different for the farm, dude. When we roll up to the farm, she may need a little farm car.
She might need a shit kicker like I got.
Mm-hmm. For the farm.
That's 6.4 Hemi.
I may need one of those for the farm.
Yeah, you are, man. It's not paved.
Just to load up.
And he's like, he pulls in the driveway like, oh, my God, what's going on here? Where's the pavement? Where's the heated driveway? What are we doing? Hello? Hello, I'm getting rocks on my Volvo. Jesus Christ. Get the shit kicker, Andy.
I am.
Now you're a fucking cowboy.
Yep.
Driving around a fucking Volvo.
Should I bring a cowboy hat? You think,
Yes.
to Nashville?
Damn right, dude. Damn right, boy. Get them fucking gators on, too.
I may have to go out to Chuck's.
Get them fucking gators on. You want to look like a shit kicker?
I'll probably get some snake.
Yeah. Get fucking rattlesnakes.
Rattlesnake skin.
Badass, dude.
Yeah, that's what I would probably get.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, that's what I normally would get.
Holding these gators down, boy.
Dude, Bellman's amazing in Troy, Missouri. They got everything out there, Cam. They got the Buick, the GMC. Cam's looking at that Buick Enclave, frosted white, tan seats, captain chairs.
They ain't bad. Captain chairs with
Dude,
a
they're
Buick.
sick. They're
fucking
sick.
Tiger Woods.
On the other side, right across the street, you got the Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Cam's looking at that pink Jeep, two-door, small wheels,
Man, I got a
soft
shit
top,
kicker out there, dude. I got the 6.4 2500
with flames on the side of it.
Mine's Patriot Blue. It's mean as fuck looking, dude. I start that thing like, wop, bop, 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 bop.
It looks.
Let's
I was
go.
wondering when you pulled in. I thought it was Kate driving that.
Oh, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she ain't driving that.
Looked more like a car that she would have, which is perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Don't take it personal, Cam.
That what?
I thought it was Kate driving that. It was more like a Kate car.
It's a good chirp, Andy. You're good at chirping. You're really good.
Get out to Bellman and have some sushi and look at cars, dude. You can knock.
It's a stupid thing to say.
No, it is not.
It's a stupid thing to say.
They'll give you sushi out there.
No, they won't. It's dumb.
Say hi to Danny, will you?
Danny, what up? What up, Danny? Dale? What's up? Kenny? Danny boy?
They're the best, man. Gel Sticks and gelsticks.com, Cam, the number one training mechanism you can use to elevate your game and take your game to the next level.
Got to, man. It's easy to do.
Explain how it works.
We just stick handle before the game. It's just a lot heavier. Once you hit the puck, you're like, wow, it's a golf ball.
Uh-huh.
So easy, man.
Would that like have you shoot harder?
Everything. Stick handle, everything. Just touching the puck. Just so much easier. Getting it off, release, all that. Oh, my God, is it windy? Ooh, doggy. Tornado season coming, baby.
You know, wax is huge, too.
Wax?
I use wax on my stick.
Cool. Is that new? Yeah, Andy. And he's like, look, I'm a player. Look, I use wax. Like, yeah, we all know. I use a puck, dude.
The gel sticks, though, man. I mean, honestly, and I mean this. And listen to all y'all out there, my people in Saskatchewan and
They love you.
everywhere across the
They're like,
country.
Andy's just like me. I relate to Andy. I go to Creve Coeur Racket Club. I hang out.
Ooh, we're getting hey, the pool's going to open in a few months.
The nerd pool.
I can't wait to bring you out
The
there.
nerd pool.
Can't wait to
going
bring you
there.
out there
Yeah.
this year.
Oh, what a party that is. Creve Coeur Racket Club pool. Fuck that.
You wouldn't even be able to contain yourself.
Bunch of old
there.
men hanging out. Talking about their 401k.
Actually, it's not, dude.
Bunch of men like, ooh, look at mine. I just saved money on this. I just saved money on this. And they just brag about saving money. Bunch of dudes.
I just saved
Jesus
money.
Christ.
What'd you save money on today?
Nothing. I spent money. I look when people tell me they spent money, not saved money.
I saved money. Hey, listen, get that gel sticks. And
Yeah,
get
get
it
it.
today. It's
Get it.
obviously incredible. They got a lot of NHL players who are promoting this gel sticks, too.
They
Cam
should.
Atkinson. I think Jonathan Taves uses
Yeah,
it.
they got a bunch of guys. Yep.
And if you're into golf and lacrosse, they have the weighted sticks for lacrosse
Same
and
thing.
for golf,
Gotta
too.
do it.
I ran into your buddy, by the way. He's like, dude, if Cam doesn't take golf lessons, like, I'm done. I won't play with him ever again.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure he won't. Sure he won't.
So you need to take some lessons, too.
Okay, thank you. Because no one wants to play with me. You're right, Andy.
But just get like a weighted golf club.
Andy,
and
I
then-
know what the fuck to
and
do.
then it'll have
God damn.
It'll have you
tell
hit,
me what the fuck to do
It'll
with golf.
have you hit the ball longer,
Christ.
further, and
I know.
straight.
I know. Jesus.
Because, golf season's right around the
Andy
corner
acts
for
like he
us.
talks to my buddies. Like, I'm not playing with Cam anymore. Yeah, sure.
That's what he
They
said.
ask me every 2 seconds.
No, he said if you don't take golf lessons, he's done. He's
then
done
to be
playing
done
with
with
you.
me. Give a fuck.
Never play with you again.
Then don't. Then
And
don't.
he said, dude, you're way better than Cam. He actually said that.
At
too,
everything. I bet he said it. You're better than me at everything.
And I said, you wanna know why?
Speed, skill, everything.
I said, you want to know why?
Why?
Gel sticks.
Gel stick, that's right.
It'll improve your game, take your game to the next level. It's done it for me. It can do the same for you. GELSTX, get it today.
Let's go.
Elliotte Friedman on the Cam Strick
Love all y'all.
Podcast coming now. Hairclub.com, baby.
Oh, you're damn right.
Go to our landing page today, hairclub.com/Cam and Strick. Regrow, restore, and replace that hair.
Don't wait.
Now to the interview.
Hello?
Elliotte.
Hey, can you trade Cam? Can you put that out there, please?
I wouldn't trade Cam. You guys have a good podcast. I wouldn't be trading that with anybody.
You see that, Andy?
He's got a no
Take
move
that,
clause.
Mike.
I got to approve it, actually, Elliotte, for him to go anywhere. We got to approve that.
What's up with you, man? You busy as hell?
Oh, yeah. I was up till like 4 a.m. doing my notes last night. And like I'm terrified because you put them out and if something changes and you look like a big dumb idiot. So it's just a crazy time of year.
But okay, you're up till 4 a.m. doing what? Like, what kind of notes are you writing? Are
What
you
are these notes?
are you watching
it's the
reruns? Oh, the blog. Yeah, you got to write that. How often do you have to do the blog?
I try to do it once a week. It's a killer, I have to say. But it keeps me employed, so I enjoy it.
Yeah, but you know what you did wrong? Because here's the
What?
deal. You called
What,
it.
Andy?
Well, here's what he did. He called it 32 thoughts. So now you have to come up with 32
It
things.
should have been
I
3
know.
thoughts.
If you called it
Yeah.
5 thoughts, you just need 5 things,
Could have
Elliotte.
been 50 thoughts.
I told you that I told you that I'm not very smart, so now you know why.
Hey,
I
man,
don't
do you
believe
ever
that.
get sick of hockey?
You know what? I'll tell you. You know what I do? Like right after the deadline. Like I love the deadline. It's fun, but when it's over, I'm in a position where I want to just crawl away and not watch a game for like a month.
Yeah, I bet, man.
Are you watching hockey? Do you feel like you? Because like no one's asking you to break down, Edmonton's neutral zone forecheck.
Oh,
Like,
God.
do you feel like you
1,
have
2,
to?
2.
I mean, do you have to like? I know you're watching hockey. I mean, listen, everybody watches hockey. There's no doubt you're watching it. But are you more reporting, or are you more like focused on like you got like multiple games going when you're at home?
No, I'm not a guy who likes to watch 6 games at once. I like to pick a game and go with it and just enjoy. Like, it's funny. There's one guy in the league, whenever I break down a play or talk about strategy on the air, he goes, "Nice insight, Scotty Bowman." So I try to do it once in a while just for him.
How is that, by the way? Because, I mean, you're always talking hockey. People listen to what you have to say, but you probably get a lot of criticism from the outside, too, just like, we all do. Like, how do you take that? Does it ever piss you off?
Cam, it takes a lot. Like, I think, like, I talk to young students a lot, and I tell them that it's not right, but the world we're in now with social media, you're going to get a lot of things that will hurt, where people will try to hurt you or make you mad.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you have to have a thick skin. And I do. Like, enough stuff's happened to me over the years that I do. One thing I tell them is always put a quality filter on, because so that way, like, slurs and stuff don't come. Like, I've had racial slurs thrown at me before. I've had people throw stuff at me. Like, that stuff doesn't bother me. Like, you can't let those people win. But the one thing I really tell them is you have to limit the people whose opinions matter to you. And the people whose opinions matter to you should be the people who really care about you, your close family and your close friends, and anyone that employs you. You may not always like your employer, but you have to listen to what they have to say.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the thing. Like, first of all, I've got a good sense of humor. Like, one of the things I like to do is when I was going through the phase where I was wearing ridiculous suits and my hair was all over the place, like, people would just trash it and I would like the tweets. And people loved it because they want to feel included, right? Like, they're all laughing. "Oh my God, Elliotte like this tweet of me making fun of his hair." So, like, that's I like to do. But when it comes to like the hard stuff, there's a very limited group of people who I really care about their opinions, and I think that really helps shield you from the worst.
I get that.
What do you mean by like racial slur? Like anti-Semitic type stuff? I mean, people will
Yeah.
throw. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh
man.
yeah, I used to get things. People would say things to me like you're an example that any Jewish person, no matter how qualified, can get a job anywhere. And I had one guy who used to tweet at me after a few of my segments. Like, he would say, "Every time I see you on TV, like I wish that Hitler had finished the job." And stuff like that. Like, stuff like that, you just can't let bother you. Like, you just roll your eyes and say, that person is not going to affect me at all.
Yeah, but see,
Yeah,
like
he's in his basement.
you've got more followers than some of these players.
Yeah.
But when a player gets a little bit attacked, like they go public with it and they go crazy. Like what makes it different for you that you think you can just kind of brush it off and just move forward, where the player, they get the team involved, they have press conferences.
Not all the time.
Well, no, but a lot of times, we've seen it, right? And how do you not allow it to bother you?
Well, like I said, I think you like I get a lot of I think a lot of my personality was shaped by two of my grandparents, and they were very stoic. They were very they were really like, you know what, like tomorrow's a new day and it's never as bad as you think it is. And you know, they were survivors in World War II, so they really saw the worst of the worst. And their way was, next day's a new day. You wake up, you put your foot forward, and you go. And you know, people are depending on you. Like my family depends on me. My coworkers depend on me. And in this day and age, one mistake on social media can end your career. So one thing I always think about is, if I'm not tweeting about hockey, I've got a 10-second rule. I look at a tweet for 10 seconds and I say, is this a good idea? And if it's not, I delete it. So that's one thing. But secondly, I just think, like my grandparents said, like you have to control yourself. Like I see people who get on fights on Twitter all the time. Like I just don't. For me, that's not what I want to do. Like you know, the other thing is, like Andy, as you know, doing this job, you're going to have people mad at you from time to time.
Yes.
And some people like to drag their fights all over Twitter. Like, this is who I'm fighting with. This is who I'm angry at today. I am not that person. I am like, if I have a problem with someone, I prefer to deal with it face to face, person to person. I don't like to drag it all over the internet. I really find that cools down the temperature a lot. So that's kind of my philosophy with these kinds of things.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't like to make it public. It's way too uncomfortable. And listen, man, I look at the screen for 10 seconds for a different reason. I'm like, I don't know how to like write this. Am I spelling the words right? I don't even know how to like put things into a complete sentence. So like,
or the player's name spelled correctly.
Oh my God. Hey, do you prefer trade deadline or free agency? What do you like better?
You know what? I like trade deadline because it's in the middle of the season. Sometimes free agency, I'm looking at the calendar and I see July and I'm like, I could be getting a tan today. But I will say this, guys. I really love that stretch at the end of the year when we go from awards to draft to free agency. I do like it a lot. It's like this year. I really like I really like the idea this year that they're doing the awards and the draft in Nashville. I think it's a great idea. But that time with the stuff that happens and the news that breaks, I do enjoy it. I think it's one of the most fun times of the year.
Well, what don't you like then about it? And never mind like the crazies that are sitting in their basement eating cookies and all that crap. But like what else? Like what don't you like on a day-to-day basis with your job?
Well, you know what, Cam? Honestly, I think I have very few complaints. That's one thing I'd say. But you know, the one thing is I'm probably looking at my phone way too much. Yeah. I'll have some days where my wife, who's an absolute saint, as you can imagine, for being married to me, she'll be in a conversation and I will be listening, but then I'll pick up my phone and all of a sudden I'll hear, "Are you listening to me?" And that's when I know I'm in trouble. That's when I know that I've made a huge mistake. Like, I think if there's one thing, it's that I think when I retire, when the day comes, I will delete social media and I'll become a ghost because I owe my family a lot of makeup time. I think that's the only like the thing is, Cam, I'll tell you, when I was a kid, I realized I did not have, as a kid, the drive or the toughness to be an elite level athlete. I was a pretty soft kid. I wish I had the attitude then that I have now. But, I love being around sports. It's the last unscripted thing of the world. You see incredible accomplishments. And, I would say this too, Cam, and I think you can probably understand this more than either Andy or I. When you're around elite people who are elite at something, like elite level athletes, you really understand in life what it takes to be successful at something. And I think being around hockey and being around pro sports, or even amateur athletics at a high level, you really understand the commitment and what it takes to be successful at anything, whether it's sports or being a doctor or being a reporter. And I do love that about it. I just think that sometimes if I could change anything, I would say it would be the commitment level I feel I have, that sometimes I wish I could dial it back and pay a bit more attention to some things that are important to pay attention to.
Well, looking at your phone is work. Andy does the same shit to me all the time. I'll be having a conversation with him, and all of a sudden I'll look over, and he's not paying attention. He's looking at his phone. And I'm like, "What? Pay attention to me, Andy, damn it." Hey, so when you look at your phone, though, I am curious. Because we got to do radio. Andy and I do radio shows. Like the phone, that's the information. But at the end of the week, it pops up on how many hours you looked at it. What does yours say? I'm just curious.
It's rarely under double-digit hours.
Oh yeah,
rarely under double-digit hours a day. Yeah, it's embarrassing. Like, and sometimes I look at that. Like there's times in life, Cam, you make a decision, and later on you're like, oh, I can't believe I did that. I really regret it. I guess that comes across on Sunday mornings. And I'll wake up on Sunday morning and I'll look at what comes, like the you were on the screen this much, and you have that regret, like, oh, I wish I didn't want to look at this number this morning. You're almost embarrassed.
But it's still your job. If you're not looking at your phone, you're not learning what's going on.
No, and the worst is when your kids are talking to you you're just not, you just have something going on, or you're like getting ready to go outside to go to the park, and then like somebody
calls you and you got to go talk for 25 minutes.
Or you're walking the dog with your kids. And then somebody calls you, Elliotte, and you're on the phone for 45 minutes while you're walking the dog.
I'll give you a perfect example of that. There was like my son when he was younger, he just liked to get in the car and drive. Like he would say to me, "Can we go in the car and just drive?" And I loved doing it with him. And I'm driving with my wife and him one day, and just as we literally left the driveway, someone I've been trying to get in touch with for days calls, and I'm like, "Oh, I have to take this call." And again, like my wife and my son, they're very understanding. They know the business I'm in. But we ended up being on the phone for 45 minutes, and it was like the duration of our drive. And at the end of it, my wife said to me, like, she goes, like, "That's ridiculous. Like, we went for a family drive together, and I understand. I think I'm very understanding. But it was 45 minutes, and we didn't get to tell you where we wanted to go or where to drive." And I just remember I felt so terrible after that one, because like they're right. Like, and as you guys know, like just to be married to any one of the three of us, our wives are saints. So like you sit there and you're like, oh, I feel so terrible about this.
I know. Hey, Lan, I got to ask you about the competition, because, especially up there in Canada.
Oh, yeah.
And working at the network level, you got other guys at other networks. I mean, are you you're a pretty even keel guy, Elliotte. Like you'll stop, you'll talk to people. I mean, some guys, I mean, they have that look on their face that they want to like kill you. You know what I'm saying? Like they would they would do whatever it takes to get the scoop in the story. So how do you handle that with the competition, and how much pressure is there on you from like your bosses and the network to make sure you're breaking these trades?
I have to tell you, I think the most pressure, Andy, is probably the pressure I put on myself. Like I want to do the best possible job. There's no question about that. I'll tell you this. I think we're all very competitive. Like all of us are very competitive. Like you look at that group, there's Darren Dreger, there's Pierre LeBrun, there's Chris Johnston, there's Frank Saravelli, and there's more and more people who want to do it. Because it is, they're people like I've had people say to me before, well, this is stupid because who cares if you have a trade like 10 seconds before the team does? And my response is it's I don't really care how other people view what I do, but I know that people like it. Like you look at Adam Schefter, what has he got? Like 9 million followers. You look at the two guys in basketball, Adrian Wojnarowski and Sham Charania, they have millions of followers. People like it. And, like, I think there are, I don't know if my bosses really keep score. I think they used to, like in the real TSN Sportsnet battle days, I think people kept score. But I don't know if they do anymore. But I think fans do. And, like, the thing is, like, I look at it this way. I'm not going to get everyone, but I want to try to get as many as I can. And sometimes when I get beaten, yeah, I do. If it's a story that if I get completely killed on, you're like, Jesus, how come I didn't see that coming?
Mm-hmm.
Or if there's a story that, you know, you're working on and someone beats you to it, you're like, and this happens to me a bit because I try to do a certain process. Like, I'm like, Jesus freaking Christ, like, why didn't I just put it out there? And
Yep.
I think that, so yeah, I think we're competitive. We all get along pretty well, but I will say there have been times where, you know, I think some people have gotten more strained in their relationship with others. You know, it's competitive. We are friendly, but we are competitive. And, you know, I think that's just kind of the way it is. And I hate to get beat, but I don't gloat if I do get one. I don't like that. And the other thing too is I'm a big believer. People ask me, like, who's the best insider? I think the best insider is the person who gets the last story. And if I happen to get a big one today or yesterday, well, you know, tomorrow's another day and someone's going to try to kick my ass. Like,
Yeah.
Andy, you have to walk a line because you work on a team broadcast,
Mm-hmm.
but you break news too. And like there'll be stuff you put out and I'll be like, Jesus, like, why wasn't I more on top of that? Or why didn't I get that first? But just so you know, Andy, I don't hate you for it.
But he gloats, though. He prances around and calls me.
Hey, but how does this not happen to you, though, Elliotte? Because, like, listen, you know, you create so many relationships with people around the league that you get to know, and they call you, you call them, you become friends with them. I mean, and Cam will tell you, right before we went on, like, a prominent executive from the NHL calls me. I take the phone call, gives me all this stuff, and he's like, well, don't tweet any of this. Like, don't report any of it. It's just like, okay, you know, well, you know, I could really, like, create a headline here, right, if I did.
Yeah.
And so I get that all the time from whether it's players or agents or whoever, and they just tell you, and then they're like, well, don't report, keep this between you and I. Don't report any of it. Doesn't that happen to you?
Yes, I think you're always walking a line. You know, it just depends on how the conversation goes. Like, you know, sometimes I'll call someone and they'll say, and I'll have something and they'll say, well, you can't report if I tell you. And I'll be like, well, I've already got it. So it's like your way to, so, you know, they can decide whether or not they want to talk to you. Look, if someone tells you something and you agree that you can't report it, you can't report it.
Right.
It's that simple. I mean, you're like our business is all about relationships, right? And you know, some relationships do you want to keep your relationships? You're only as good as your word. Now, I think in our job, Andy, like with the stuff that we report, like one GM once told me, you know what you are? And I said, what's that? I go, you're a grenade. Like you're a grenade rolling into my dressing room. And some people are like, they're not going to like that no matter what. And I just think that you're going to have issues with people because of that. And if you're wrong, and I've been wrong before, they're really going to be mad at you. So I think you have to recognize that, you know, in this business, stuff that you say is not going to make people happy.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think you try to react professionally. And like I said, if someone gets mad at me, I try not to throw it all over the internet. I prefer to deal with it myself and see if there's a way to work it out. Some people just like my parents told me, some people just aren't going to like you in life, and you're going to have to deal with that.
No, that's right. No matter what you do, they're not going to like you.
Your grandparents have more advice. I mean,
well, they've been through a lot.
Yeah, I'd love to hear.
Shit.
I could talk to them. Actually, make me feel better.
Let me ask you this: so, like, okay, never mind the dipshit in the basement with the cookie crumbles on the stomach. But like, have you made a mistake where, let's say, like Lou Lamoriello had to call you and be like, "What the hell is this?" Or a player calls you up. Like, has that ever happened where you're like, "Okay, I'm going to take this call"? Okay.
Yeah, it's happened, Cam. And you know, the thing is too, I think that in those situations, Cam, like I don't rip people a lot because number one, I really don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
And number two, like, I don't think I'm perfect. So I'm not the kind of person who likes to just trash other people for the sake of trashing it. But one of the things I'll tell you, early in my career, this was like one of my first years as a reporter. I was around the Blue Jays a little bit in 1993, the second year they won the World Series. And they reacquired Tony Fernandez. He was a great shortstop for them, and they traded away, and they brought him back. And there was a sports writer up here named Dave Perkins, and he was very helpful to me in my career, but I didn't know him that well then. He wrote a big column in the Toronto Star, like ripping Tony Fernandez. Like, terrible personality. Why would they bring him back here? This makes no sense. And the day he wrote that story in the paper, he walked in. I was in the Blue Jays clubhouse, and he walked into the clubhouse, walked right up to Tony Fernandez, put a tape recorder in his face and said, "Tony, you know what I wrote. What do you have to say?" And I remember players saying, "Wow," like, he showed his face. And I remember asking Dave about that, and if I say something that's going to be critical of someone, I think you owe it to that person to meet them face to face as soon as you can and say, "Okay, if you've got an issue, what do you want to say to me?" I think you have to do that.
Yeah.
I have gotten that phone call from Lou Lamoriello before. I think I can tell the one story. It was kind of funny. A couple of years ago, when I wrote that the Islanders asked the league to investigate the Leafs for tampering on John Tavares. And literally about 10 minutes after I wrote that, my phone rang, and it was a New York area code, and I'm like, uh-oh. And it was him. And I actually really like dealing with Lou Lamoriello. I found over the years very professional. And, he said to me, "Elliotte, that is not true. We never asked the league to investigate it." And I said, "Lou, let me just make a couple of calls and I'll get back to you." And he was like, "Okay." And someone said to me, "Well, he's right and you're right. The Islanders never specifically asked for an investigation, but the league did at least reach out and say, they wanted to do I'd call it like a cursory investigation. Are we sure there's no tampering here?" And so, I called him back and I said, "Look, you're right. This is what happened, and I'm going to change it," which I did. And he said to me, "I'd like to know where you heard that." And I said, I'm not going to tell you that.
No, you can't.
I'm not going to tell you that. No. And he goes, "I want to know." And I said, and my story, I tell this to everybody. I say, "Look, you've got to know, if you ever tell me something in confidence, that I will never reveal your name under duress from anyone else." And I'll tell you, that line works 99 times out of 100. Everybody understands that. You know what he said to me? He said, "I'd never tell you anything in confidence." I just started laughing. I said, "That is such a great line, but I'm still not telling you." And he understood. But those calls, I've had some really nasty calls from time to time, and sometimes they've been my fault and sometimes they haven't. But I think if you do something where someone who feels wrong publicly has a beef, at the very least, I think you owe them, Cam, to listen. Yep. Now, I've hung up on people before. Like I said, I remember I hung up on somebody once, and I sent them a text message and says, "I don't care who you are. I wouldn't let my dad or my wife talk to me like that, so you're not talking to me like that." And either we don't talk or it tones down the conversation. But I think you have to expect it. You have to handle it like an adult.
All right, let me ask you this, because listen, I've gotten this over the years, not from everybody, especially not from established, real, like Hall of Fame level players or All-Star level players. That they always seem more acceptable. But from the others, I've heard it over and over. "Well, you didn't play. You didn't play in the NHL." Yeah. And I remember having a beer with Doug Armstrong and saying, what really bothers me is when people say you didn't play. And here's one of the most successful GMs in the league. I'm like, how do you deal with that? Has anyone ever said that to you? And he's like, he gave me some great advice in terms of how to handle it. And I'm just curious, you're working in Hockey Night in Canada. Mm-hmm. And is that ever said to you? You have an opinion on a player, you have an opinion on a team. does anybody ever say, well, what do you know? You didn't play.
It happens periodically, but it doesn't happen as much as it used to.
Mm-hmm.
Like, some people are always going to be like that. Like, you didn't play, you can't offer an opinion. Like, you're not going to change. You're not going to change those people's minds. That's the way they are, and that's just the way it is. I think that, over the years, I think, obviously I try to prepare. I try to come with information. I try to inform or entertain. I think a lot of people understand that my role is a little bit different than, say, a Kevin Bieksa or a Kelly Rudy. Mm-hmm. And I think most people get that. I'm not to break down the game. I'm there to have debates or provide information. I think most people get that.
Yeah.
I think one of the things that's really changed a lot, guys, is what we talk about with social media. Like Cam, one of the things players used to say to me, and I really understood this, was, hey, when you make a mistake, you don't have 20,000 people booing you or, commentators ripping you on television. And I think that was true, but I think now with social media, anybody who makes a mistake, you can be that person on Twitter today. So the one thing I kind of look at is, I think there's overall from everybody a greater understanding of what it's like to make a mistake, and the world sees it and it goes viral. And I think that's one thing I think that has helped bridge the gap between athletes and media. Because if you're it used to be, if you're a media member and you screwed up an interview or something, nobody saw it.
Right.
It was on tape and people hid it or erased it. Now it goes viral. And I think we're all understanding of what it's like to be that person.
Yeah, it's in the paper.
And boom goes the dynamite.
Yeah, like, hey, so let me ask you, though. But, okay, so, not playing and getting to where you were, like where you are now, like, how'd you get all these relationships? Like, how did you go from point A to point B? Like, what'd you have to do? What was your break?
You know what? I think my break was I actually shouldn't say I graduated. I still don't have my degree. I left university in 1993, and the economy was really bad then. I was a writer, and I wanted to go into sports writing, and I couldn't get a full-time job. Now, I did get some freelance gigs here and there, and there was a connection a relative of mine had at the radio station at the Fan in Toronto. And I refused to use it. I said, no, I'm gonna do this myself, and I'm not gonna use the connection. And I was struggling for a while, and I couldn't break through. And I think Cam, finally, I just said, all right, like, I'll speak to this person. And that person opened up a door for me to at least volunteer. And the one thing I tell people is, don't be afraid to use a connection if you have one, mm-hmm. because it doesn't matter if, there was a guy, I started at the same time as a guy who had, his father was a vice president of the company. And I lasted and he didn't. And it was simply, I think it was, I don't know if he had other career aspirations, but he definitely wasn't as committed to the road as I was at that time. And I do think that even if a door opens up for you, because you know someone, I think in a lot of cases, like nepotism's everywhere, but I think in a lot of cases, work rules. If you're good, they will find room for you. Mm-hmm. And the one thing, Cam, I was always really good at is I was always a good reporter, and I was always a pretty good writer. And I think that those kind of skills really helped me. And plus, the other thing, Cam, is especially when I started in basketball and then eventually moved to hockey, I was everywhere I could be. I went to games, I went to practices, I went to morning skates and shoot-arounds and things like that. And then you're on television or you're on radio as much as I was. You know how it goes. The more you're out there, and if you do good work, and fortunately I think I've done more good work than bad, people get to know you. And if you go out and you talk to them and you see your face, I remember with the Raptors, the basketball team, the first year, I don't know how many of those guys knew my name, but they knew my face. I was there every day. And And that's the thing. Like, if you're there a lot, and people notice who's putting in the work.
Oh yeah.
They know who's committed. And Cam, I'll tell you a funny story. And I heard a lot of athletes were like this. I remember in my first year, at the end of my first year covering the Raptors, one of the players said to me, you know what? I think you're pretty good at your job, but you know what? Could I give you some advice? And I said, okay, sure. What's that advice? He says, you need to lose some weight and you need to dress better.
Oh.
And I said, really? And they go, yes. You know what? I haven't always, obviously at times I've been fatter than I want to. I'm finally trying to deal with that right now. But
we got a sponsor for that. We got a sponsor
I'm
for that.
250, Elliotte.
So
Don't even get me started on my fat
yeah,
ass.
but Cam, you're an athletic 250. I'm not. Anyway, so, but you know what, Cam, that they said to me is that the players notice, who keeps themselves in good condition, whose appearance matters to them, who dresses at least well. You don't have to dress perfectly. You shouldn't be showing up in sweatpants every day. And I didn't always listen to that as much as I could have, but I always remembered that player saying to me, Max, because I just thought it was interesting because I've asked other players about that over the years, and they say absolutely they notice.
Damn right they do.
Oh, yeah.
Damn right
Listen,
they do.
Chris Pronger was the first person to tell me you need to start wearing suits to the game.
Yes, he did, didn't he?
And this is before I was doing television, Elliotte. And so, I never thought as a young kid, I didn't even have a suit. And so Pavel Dimitra, he used to always joke, oh, is that Andy's wearing a rental today? It's a rental. Yeah. It's a rental, But it's funny how you say that because it's so true. There's no question about that. Hey, listen, does this ever happen to you? This is when you can really feel like shit, is when people try to guess where you got the information from, and their superiors or their bosses are accusing them of scooping me or you or whoever, and you didn't get the information from them. And this has happened in the past, Elliotte, where it's people, prior executives or whatever, they would accuse trainers, equipment people of giving me the information. It would put them in a real tough spot and threaten, hey, we're going to check out phone records and all this type of stuff. And even you and I talked last year, Elliotte. Remember, I reported Charlie McAvoy wasn't going to play in a playoff game, and people were accusing a player who I know in that dressing room. Did you tell him? No one would ever guess where I got the information. And it put me in a real awkward position because I don't want to put that individual in a tough spot. How do you handle that?
I think that, the one thing that Brian Burke always told me, and I love working with Berkey. I really love him, but we really battled sometimes when he was a GM. Like I said, it's the nature of the business.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing he told me once when we started working together, he said, the thing that I respected about you the most is that you were strict with confidentiality. I know it drove people crazy that they couldn't figure out sometimes who talked to you.
Mm-hmm.
And that's very important to me because for exactly what you just said, I got into a big argument a couple of years ago with the current general manager, and he said, when I find out who told you that, they're fired.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, you tell that person you speak to, if I ever find out who they are, they're gone. And I told that GM, I said, that's why you're never going to find out. I live in fear of that I cost someone their job. I don't think I could handle that on my conscience, really. So, and I do think there have been times in the league in the last few years, people have been let go because they've been suspected of leakers. I think it's happened on several occasions.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if it's true, but sometimes these teams, all they need is to think that it's true, and they change their opinion of someone. So, if someone ever threatens me with that, I said, Andy, I'll tell them, A, you're never going to find out, and B, it's never who you think it is.
Mm-hmm.
And that, that's the way I go. People have to know that they can trust you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
Because you want people to know that you're not always looking for the scoop. Sometimes you're just hanging out. It's late at night or whatever. You're not constantly in reporter mode. And I think, years ago, that's just changed. I think to drastically, actually, for me personally. Like, I don't think people like react like that, but it used to like, oh, here he comes. Like,
hey, no, Elliotte. When I first got to the Blues, I got sat down by a couple cats, and they're like, "Watch out for Andy Strickland." And I'm like, "What?" Oh yeah, big time. And then Andy walked in, and he's not talking to me, and we kind of became close because Andy's easy to talk to. He's always around. And then we kind of chirp, and it was kind of funny. But no, they were worried. But Andy did the same thing. Like, he broke some big stories early on, did everything himself. But I got to sit down to watch out for Andy, and then now here I'm working with him, and I'm like, no, Andy was pretty honest with every damn thing he's ever written.
You just don't want to put people in a position where they're being accused of something they didn't do, and what are you supposed to do to convince somebody? That's a pretty shitty feeling. You know that, Elliotte. So.
Well, you know what I think it is. It's that. That's why I think like FaceTime is so important, like going into a dressing room. Like the one thing, like Cam, like I think that happens to everybody. We're all told, like, watch out for this person, watch out for that person.
Yeah.
And you've gotta, you've gotta decide for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I just think, like, what the toughest thing is, and I tell a lot of players this: don't listen to your families. I think that has a lot to do with it. Like and I've told this story before. There was a really good young player a few years ago who I walked into and said hi, and he goes, "I know what you guys say about me." And I'm like, "What?" And he goes, "I know what you guys say about me." And I said, "Look, like, what are you talking about here?" I said, "Did you see it?" And he said, "No, I can't remember what it was. I think it was this case. It was his fiance." And I said, "You have to tell her and anyone else not to relay what is said about you on the air, because 95% of the time it's worse than it really is on the air. Like, it comes across worse." And I remember I saw him later in the year, and actually saw her later in the year, and she said, "Boy, that was great advice. Like, he's a whole different person now that we're not telling him what's said." So, like, I just think again, I think, like I said, Cam and Andy, it's so important that people, like, not everyone's going to like you, and some people are going to feel like that. But the bottom line is you gotta communicate. People have to talk to each other.
Yeah, and it wouldn't be players who would say, "Oh, watch out." It's more like PR people.
Oh, no, it wasn't the players. No. It was the PR guys.
Yeah,
absolutely.
PR guys. They're all worried about what's gonna come out. Yeah. Hey, what about when like it's interesting? Like Tyler Bertuzzi, the news comes out. Oh, well, Detroit's not going to move on from Tyler Bertuzzi because they want to make the playoffs, and now they're getting closer to making the playoffs. I mean, things can change, Elliotte. You never know. They could lose 3 games in a row before the deadline, and they could change their mind. And I highly doubt that information is coming from Steve Yzerman, just because he doesn't give a lot of information. Do you ever wonder if another GM is putting something out to you, knowing that you're going to put it out because it may benefit them, it may springboard something else to happen, and have another team, get aggressive with another player? Yeah, I mean, like, do you ever wonder, like, is this guy trying to play me?
Yes, I do wonder about that all the time. I always wonder about motivations. I do wonder about things like that. There are times I'll say, "Why is someone saying this to me?" And the one thing I always try to do, guys, is check and make sure it's true. Like I said, earlier before I told you, like, one guy said I'm a grenade. I don't want to throw a grenade if I can avoid it. And like that's the kind of thing I look at. I don't want to just disrupt something or someone because someone tells me that without checking. Like I remember, I've told this story years ago. There was a general manager who called me and said, "Look, I was on Saturday night on hockey night," and he says, "There's something I need to get tested to see what the reaction is." And I said, and he told me what it was, and I said, "Look, I got to know that this is true. I'm just not throwing this out there because you need a test. Like, I've got to know that this could actually happen." He said, "Yes, it could." And I checked it somewhere else, and I was told, yes, it could. And, I found out later, so I mentioned it, and it never went anywhere. So I called the guy a few days later, and I said, "What happened with this?" And he goes, "Well, our owner wanted to know what the reaction would be, so he wanted to see what the reaction would be." And it's not happening. So, I got to tell you, like that's probably about 10 to 15 years ago now. I still don't know how I feel about it, but it was true. It could have happened, and because it was true, I went with it. But I had to say I didn't like the feeling of it.
Yeah, well, Dean Lombardi was on with us. He told us that he and another GM planted a rumor just to see if the guy would go with it. Like, it wasn't even accurate. But like if a GM...
That was a great interview, by the way. That was a great interview.
Thanks, man. Yeah, he was great.
He's cool.
But you just, if a GM's going to tell you something, you have to assume that it's like going to be true. Hey, what about working with like Ron MacLean and all that? Like, you get along with all these guys. Like, I feel like everybody gets along pretty well. Like, there's not a whole lot of like jealousy, fighting for space, elbow room. Like what's the dynamic like inside the studio there?
I'll say this. I think we generally get along really well. Like, I get people that ask me all the time, like, me and BXA, do we really hate each other, or is that just stick? And it's mostly stick. Like, Cam, I don't know how many guys you played with. Like BXA has no governor. Like, no. I will stop at certain points. Like, I think there's a limit to how far I'll push someone or what I'll say. I don't know what the limit is for that guy. So, but like I love the guy and it's all sick. I have people ask me if Burke and I get along, and we do get along really well. Like the thing with me is I recognize I am not the star of the show. Like, there's a hierarchy. Some people are the stars and some people are the role players. I see myself as the role player. My job is to make sure that nothing gets missed, that none of the news gets missed. Like, if we miss a piece of news and I'm on a show, I think that's my fault. If something happens where, we miss it, like, I just think that's on me. Like, that's my job. And I see it as my role to help make other people look good. So the only times I ever really get upset is if, look, I say, it doesn't happen very often, there's something I'd really like to say here, and I don't get a chance to say it, or if someone intentionally tries to make other people look bad. That's when I get upset, but it doesn't happen very often. I think there are people who want a bit more airtime or want things done a certain way, and I don't necessarily think that's bad. I think it's just, this is who they are, and you have to find ways to make it work. Mm-hmm. So I would say in my case, it's very rarely something I get upset about. Very rarely. Like, the one thing is, Ron loves his openings. He loves his openings. So I know, like, that's his time. If I'm in a studio with him, be quiet, don't say anything, recognize his time. And I think there are certain times where people are passionate about things. Be quiet, let them have their say, let them have their time. I think if we're all like that, it gets along. I think also, like, guys, as you know now, there's less tolerance for the on-air person who just treats everybody else like garbage. Those days are over. Yeah. Those days are over. Or the top producer who treats everybody else poorly. Like, those days are over. You can't get away with that anymore.
What do you think the biggest, most stressful story you've ever broke?
Oh boy, that's a great. I remember my first one ever, Cam, and it's not a huge story in the grand scheme of things now, but it was a big story then. It was when the Raptors were starting and they were trying to build their old arena, and they were trying to build what is their arena now, the Air Canada Centre, Scotiabank Arena, and they were trying to buy. They were trying to get the rights to purchase the building that they're in. And I got the story, like, someone gave it to me, but it was a big story in Toronto at the time, and I was so nervous. Like, I went on air and I broke the story, and Dan Schulman was the host at the time. And he said to me at the end of it, he goes, "Congratulations, Elliotte, breaking your first story." And instead of saying "my pleasure," I was so nervous, I said "my problem," and they all started laughing. Like, it was just. So I think that first one was a big one. I'll tell you, last summer, Johnny Gaudreau going to Columbus. Yeah, that's a good one. I had that one for about 20 minutes before it happened, and I knew I was right before I tweeted it. and I knew I was right. But I'll tell you, I like Cam. There's that 1% doubt that you have,
God.
and it's only 1%, but it feels like 99%. Because if you tweet out that John Gaudreau is going to Columbus and you're wrong, like it's like that's tough. So. Like I remember, first of all, it seemed like forever because I was worried I was going to lose it, and second, it was just a big deal. So that one was, I was sweating through that one trying to confirm it.
Yeah, but haven't you tweeted something out that you don't know is 100% true, and you're just like you're sweating that out, and then all of a sudden it is, and you're like, oh, thank God.
Like, oh God, give me a cocktail.
Does that happen, or are you required to like vet things through like 3 or 4 sources because you work? I mean, you can do whatever you want.
Well, I wouldn't say I can do whatever I want. Like there's consequences if you're wrong, mostly to yourself. But but like Andy, I got to tell you something. I think in this day and age, like. I don't like to tweet things out unless I am pretty sure. Like you've seen me tweet this out before. Like on Sunday, I was pretty sure that Tyler Mott was getting traded by the Ottawa. So I tweeted out, conversations have intensified. We'll see where it goes. Like at the time, I was pretty sure it was Rangers, but I didn't have it 100%. So I was like, I just figured, I'll be careful with that. And people know from me now, if I tweet out, we'll see where it goes, that something's happening and we'll see if it ends up. But like one place where I was really nervous was the Chychrun thing, the night that Arizona announced that he wasn't going to play.
That was here.
On Saturday night.
That was here.
Yeah, because guys were saying like everybody was saying LA, and there were reports about LA, and people who I think are really smart were saying to me, don't do it. Don't do it. And I didn't tweet about it for like a day and a half. And finally we put out a podcast with it. And, fans were like, tell us what's going on with Chychrun. Tell us what's going on with Chychrun. And like, I didn't feel comfortable. I didn't feel good. And also on Twitter, there's so little room for nuance that if it goes wrong, like it's a disaster.
Yeah.
So I do try to govern myself. And yeah, I really do.
Yeah, and Chychrun, I don't even think he's with the team. I think he's just kind of like
hanging out by himself.
He practiced with them yesterday. Yesterday was his first day back.
Okay,
yes.
Yeah. I mean, it's so weird.
This whole Gavrikov thing has tied everything up, and we'll just I think he's going to the Bruins, and then we'll see what Columbus does. But we're waiting for it all to happen.
Yeah, man, it's weird. Hey, let me ask you this, because like a guy like Kevin Weeks, for example, now all of a sudden he's like breaking stories. He's like an insider. Like all of a sudden they go and work for a rights holder, and now they're breaking stories. And listen, I get it. I'm sure there's got to be an advantage to working for a rights holder. You work your ass off. You've been doing this for a long time. But I remember asking Nick Kyprios about this when he left Sportsnet. I'm like, do they give you a heads up with certain deals? Because sometimes, Elliotte, you know this, all of a sudden 5 guys are reporting something is imminent, and like within 30 seconds the team's releasing it. Is there something going on when you work for a rights holder, whether it's TSN, Sportsnet, ESPN, whatever it is, where there is some type of advantage where you are getting some type of information maybe before it's being put out by the team?
Not in my case, and not in our case. I know at Sportsnet that doesn't happen. I can't speak for any place I haven't worked, but I know at Sportsnet that doesn't happen, and I know at CBC that didn't happen. And I remember there was one time, I asked someone, is there some place where rights holder employees go to get this information? And I asked a couple people, and I was told, no, it doesn't happen. Now, I know people, won't believe that, and I can only speak for myself, but I can say, there have been times, I've heard something, and obviously I'll call someone in a league or a team, and they'll say yes, no, or go get lost. So that information has come to me that way. But in terms of, for me, does someone send me the trades the moment they're approved and you can put this out? No, it doesn't happen with me. I know there's been some people have asked me, that said to me before, yeah, the leagues tell you when things happen beforehand. They don't. And, to be honest, I think right now that it happens in hockey less than a lot of the other sports.
Sure.
And I'm not just saying that because I'm working here. I mean, I'm 52. I'm closer to the end than I am at the beginning. But I do think on some level that hurts the conversation around the game. Like, I do understand teams want to control information, leagues want to control information. I get all that.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that I think fans love it. It creates interest. And we have less of it around our league than some of the other leagues
Mm-hmm.
do. And I know there are people who do feel that has to change. But
Yeah.
you know what? Like, I don't get help, Andy, that way. Where I do get help is people most of the time are really good about taking my calls or responding to my texts.
Mm-hmm.
But in terms of like here's a league-wide email saying this guy's about to be traded, no, that doesn't happen.
But you know what I'm saying? Well, all of a sudden there's like 4 or 5 insiders tweeting the same thing within like 10 seconds of each other. And a lot of times, Elliotte, that happens after the trade call is made, because like I may know of a trade, I'm not in a position where I can report it, but then the trade call is made, and then that's when all of a sudden the news breaks. And so I'm just like, okay, who's in the call center that is like got everybody on speed dial where everybody finds out at the same time? So I was just kind of curious, man.
Well, you know where that'll happen sometimes is that'll happen sometimes, Andy, where like a lot of us do work hard to cultivate sources, I guess.
Sure, of course.
And once the trade call is done, we might get a text or a call or from someone saying, "Hey, it's done." Like, I think that does happen.
Yeah,
that absolutely happens.
Yeah, for sure.
Anything official for me, no, I can say that. But have I had people reach out saying you can go with this now?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that definitely happens.
Hey, I know we got a couple more for you because I know you're busy as hell, Elliotte. But like, hey, what about all the insiders that want to be insiders, that act like they're insiders, that you see on Twitter? They're like, oh, my spidey sense tells me this. Do you like roll your eyes at that? And maybe sometimes that little that kid in St. Louis or something puts out a trade.
It ruined your night.
And then all of a sudden you're like, how the hell did you get that information? Why didn't I have that? Does that happen a lot? And do you roll your eyes at some of these guys that think that they're insiders? Because you work your ass off. You and Andy, all you guys, man. And I'm just curious on that.
Well, Cam, I don't roll my eyes at it because I remember what it was like to be young and wanting to break in. And a lot of people treated me really well. And honestly, Cam, I don't want to be an asshole to young people who want to get into the business. Like,
I get that.
I think that's really the wrong approach. Like, sometimes the one, I'll tell you this, one thing I have learned is that there are a lot of people out there who I don't know if they're connected to somebody because they're a family member or they work around someone who knows the family, but they love it. Like, they love putting stuff. I think, like, to me, it's actually kind of funny on one level. I'm sure it pisses off the player or the family or anything like that.
Oh, yeah.
But I actually think it's funny. I've had some anonymous people like break trades, and I'll reach out to them later and just say, out of congratulations, out of morbid curiosity, how did you know? And I said, and one guy says to me, well, I work in the same store as his dad, so like I knew about the trade. And I'm like, oh my God, like it makes you. You know what? I got to tell you, Cam, I never want to be that guy. I never want to be that guy who's seen as, well, I'm better than everyone else, or I'm bigger than anyone else, or my way is better than everyone else. I hate those people. I don't want to do that.
Hey, last thing. Listen, and we like to have fun here, Elliotte, but like, you've broadcasted some other sports and stuff like that. Like, have you ever wanted to get into some other stuff? And listen, the swimming incident with Ryan Lochte, is that something you can have fun with?
Yeah.
Is that like something you cringe when you hear that? Like, it can happen to anybody. I mean, here you are, an NHL insider. They're having you call Olympic swimming. How do you look back on that?
Not great. Like, I still cringe when it comes up. Like I'll be honest with you guys. That hurt. It really did. It took me 3 years to forgive myself for that. Like, every day I thought about that for 3 years. And, it bothered me. It bothered me a lot. And there were a couple reasons it bothered me. Number one was I was asked to do swimming. I was supposed to do interviews. And Steve Armitage, who's a great Hall of Fame swimming announcer here in Canada, swimming and speed skating, he's in the Hall for, he's the best. And he had a medical condition right before the Olympics. So 2 or 3 weeks before the Olympics, they said, Steve can't go and you have to replace him. And I took it as a challenge. Like, Cam, it's like Game 7 of the Stanley Cup Final, and you find out someone above you in the lineup is injured, and they say to you, Cam, it's your night. Like,
settle down, Elliotte.
Cam, you're on
down.
You're on the power play tonight, Cam.
I get you, but let's not reach here.
I know.
You're on the half wall.
I really wanted to prove that, like, I've had a lot of moments in my career that things didn't go exactly as planned, like the feed went down or the earpiece went down or someone got sick and I stepped in, and I always did really well. And I took a lot of pride in that, even if it was out of my comfort zone. And the thing that, like, I was like, that was like the 4th or 5th day, and I was having a really good tournament. Canada was winning medals. And you know what, honestly, like Cam and Andy, I was getting a lot of praise. And I think I let my guard down. I think at that point, like, I really do. I look back at it and I said, you start to believe the hype. And, there was a thing, like, whenever they touched the wall on the laps, there was a big screen over the pool that said, this is the order that they touched the wall. And no matter what race I was doing, I always looked at that screen when the people touched the wall. So I knew who was in first place, where any important swimmer was, and where any Canadian was. That was the rule. And it was a routine. I did it every time. And the only time in 7 days of swimming events, I think about how many times people touched walls in 7 days of swimming events, but the only time I didn't look at the screen was that time. And that's why I lost it. And, like, the thing that bothered me the most about it, guys, was honestly, if I was a single guy, I don't think it would have affected me as much. But because it was, like, you worry about what's this, like, is this going to hurt your career? What does that mean for your wife and your son? Like, that was the thing that really bothered me about it. Like, I miss other sports. Like, for example, in 2019, when the Blues won the Cup, on the off nights, we were watching the Raptors in the NBA Final. And I never thought I'd see a day they'd win a championship. So, like, I miss that stuff, but I love hockey. And I do miss doing some of the other things simply for the variety of it all.
Yeah, man, if that's the thing that you have to worry about, Elliotte, dude, like, you're doing pretty goddamn good, man. Like, you're doing good.
I know.
Hey, listen, I hope you're not mad. I mean? I hope you're not mad that I brought that up, man. I just
no, you know what? Like I said, it's been oh geez, what year was that? 2016. So it's been 6 years now, almost 7. Like, people move on. The one thing I do, and I try to do some good out of it, guys, is that I've seen people who really screw up publicly, and whether I know them or not, like, I'll send them a note. I'll just say, look, I've been there, and I want you to know that the important thing is that the toughest thing won't be other people forgetting; it'll be you forgiving yourself. Like, people move on. Like 15 minutes, something else happens, and people move on. So I try to do good with it. Like, I've let it go. Like I said, it took a long time, but I've let it go, and I try to help other people out who've been in that situation.
You're doing pretty damn good.
Who helped you with that, real quick? Who really reached out and was like,
"You're all right.
Wow, I feel better after talking to him." Did anybody do that? I hope nobody.
Well, there were a lot of people that reached out. Like, were like Scott Oak, who was on the ground. In Rio, was great. Trevor Pilling, who was my boss then, was great. Yeah. But 2 people who really were good about it were Ken Hitchcock and Mike Babcock.
Wow.
Really good about it. They sent notes, and they were like, this is how you try to recover. And unfortunately, I wasn't in the mental zone that I could, but they both gave really good advice.
Were they golfing together?
Yeah, that's golf, hanging out
Not
together.
As far as I know.
We had Babcock on, and we were talking. All of a sudden, Hitch just rips the phone away from him. They were on the golf course when we had Babcock.
Hey, last one, man. We'll let you go. I know you're busy. Like, what do you like to do when you get the hell away from hockey? You got a boat? Do you fish? Do you golf? Like, what do you do?
You know what? Like, I like to spend a lot of, to me, Cam, it's about making up family time.
Yeah.
Like, in the summer, like, I do like to golf, Cam. And there was a time I was starting to become a better golfer, but my son's 11 and it's kind of tough. Like, July 1st, summer's over, or summer begins, season's over. And I'm like, hey, I've ignored you all year. Now I'm going to the golf course 3 days a week.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So for me, it's like what does my son want to do? We like to travel, so we like to take big trips if we can every year, or we'll rent a cottage. For me, what I like to do is catch up. Like my son is really big now into. He loves the batting cage. He loves to hit. He can hit pretty fast pitches. So like if I can go to the batting cage with him for an hour a week or in the summer a bit more often, like that's great stuff for me.
That's awesome. Hey, where's Kane going?
I think he has to decide if he's going.
Yeah, I know.
I was told last night he's going to pick one team or he's going to shut it down. So I think he has to pick just which one he wants to do.
Okay.
I heard Columbus, Andy. No, I don't listen to me.
Put
I'm
it
not
out
an
there.
insider.
Put it out there.
I'm going to tweet it right now.
Yeah, Elliotte,
you're the man,
you know what?
dude.
Like I have to tell you, Cam. Like one thing I know is this: when you're a player, you hear more things than we do because people talk to you differently. And the key thing is knowing what you can share and knowing what you can't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just forget it, to be honest with you. Mm-hmm. I just like what I forgot what he said. No, I'm not. That's Andy's job. I just like to come on here, man. It's hard to be an insider. I give you guys all the respect in the world. Being next to Andy, being a business partner of mine now, I see what he has to deal with and shit like that. Of course, I know what you got to deal with, man, being up there in the spotlight. So, but hey, listen, man, we listen and watch everything you do, and we appreciate you coming on, Elliotte.
Yeah, Elliotte, thanks, man.
You're the man.
You know I appreciate it.
Grow that beard out,
hey,
too.
guys, like my wife.
And you've always been good to me too, Elliotte.
Yeah, you've always been cool.
You've always
both
been
of us.
very, very
always.
cool, man. So.
Well, you know what? Like you guys like understand, like guys, you have something really good going here. Like people obviously like talking to the two of you, and people like coming on your pod. Like, just keep doing what you're doing. You guys have a good thing going.
Appreciate that, man.
Hey,
we
love each other. Ron gave us a shout out one time on Hockey Night in Canada.
Yeah, that was nice too.
Yes, he did. Yeah,
that was quite lovely.
Hey, go do what you got to do, and listen, all the best with you and your family and everything else you have going on, Elliotte. Man, we appreciate it.
See you, big dog.
All right, guys. Take good care.
Okay, you too,
buddy. Later.
The Cam Strick Podcast is brought to you by Bellman and Bellman.com. BEHLMANN.com. Get out there to Detroit, Missouri. Check it out. On one side, you got the Buick, the GMC. Options for everybody. Then right across the street, you got the Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. Again, find something that works for you and get yourself a new set of wheels in time for the winter. All right, welcome back. Cam, what'd you do during the break?
Well, I took a piss in the bathroom, and I saw one of our buddies who's going to be coming to Nashville with us, Kyle Kramer.
I'd take him on my line.
Yeah, I bet you would, Andy. Mm-hmm. You'd take anybody on your line. But good to see the boys. We take care of the guys in St. Louis, man. We take care
There's
of them.
a certain kind of system I'm hoping we play that really benefits
don't bore the people.
Matches our
don't bore the
set.
people. Don't bore the people.
What do you think of Elliotte? We appreciate Elliotte Friedman for joining us.
Elliott's cool as fuck, man. Like I like asking Elliotte, like tell me some shit. Anybody fuck with you? What'd Lou say to you? What this? What that? Like I'm curious. Yeah. I'm not asking him who's gonna get traded here. I don't give a fuck. Whatever happens, we'll talk about it. I want to know about you. I want to know about how you deal with shit. It's not easy to tweet things out. Maybe you don't know. Like, you might get fucking ripped by people. Like, it's not an easy thing. Oh, who cares? Ignore the people. No. It's hard to do that, man. So I respect you guys that, you make fun of me for not being an insider. Like, you don't want me to act like that.
I don't make fun of you. I don't make fun of you for not being an insider.
You know the dipshits. Listen to me. Mm-hmm. They're like, hey, my spidey sense tells me this. Yeah, you know what the fuck I'm talking about. I don't do that shit. I don't tweet about acting like I know anything.
They're way off.
Yeah.
Or they take it really personal.
My spidey sense.
Because they know a player
who
talks to them, and that player gets moved, and they get all upset and take it personal.
Take it personal. This fucking guy. I don't do any of that shit, and you should be lucky. I don't do that. I don't act like a fucking insider. I don't act like I know everything with what's going on with everybody. I just don't. And I think that's real. Mm-hmm. The people know what I'm going to give them, man. You know what I know, and I tell you, but I don't act like that.
You better not.
Well, no shit. But a lot of people do. They're like, all right, I heard this from this guy. Like, okay. You know what I'm talking about. But I just like to, I watch what I watch, and I see what I see, and then I'll report on that. And if you ask me questions, I'll let you know what happened to me in my past or whatever the case is. But as far as telling people who's going to go where, I'm not calling agents. I'm not calling GMs.
Are you not trying to break the story?
No, I don't want to. It's hard to be an insider, man. You act like you know all these people, but you don't know the GMs, dude. Like, Andy's friends with, the GMs and shit. Like, it's a big difference. You know players. Players don't know shit either. They don't know shit either. The GMs do. The GMs don't even tell the players what's going on. Half the time, they don't know what the fuck's going on anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You think a GM's coming down like, here's what you know? No one.
You think players get stressed out?
Yeah, I do. Of course. But on the other hand,
life is good.
You're okay, motherfucker. Like all y'all. We're talking. Remember who we're talking to, Andy? All you out there, shit kickers, fucking grinding, roofing, concrete, truck driving,
being on the farm, dude.
Fucking being on the farm, shit kicking cowboys.
That's what I'm gonna be doing.
The fucking good old boys. And these guys are bitching about. I escape by myself.
Okay, I don't like some of that though. I don't care how much money you're making, whatever. When you're isolated on your own, dude, like it's not that much fun.
Of course not, Andy.
So, like, you know, like
a lot of things aren't fun.
So you better have a deal in place before you just kick these guys to the curb and be like, okay, we'll call you back when the deal is done, okay?
Okay, in a hockey sense, I get what you're saying. Yeah. As far as professionalism, as an organization, I get what you're saying.
Like skating by yourself, oh, that's fun.
But if you're bitching about skating by yourself and you have guaranteed millions coming in, you're okay. Now, in the realm of like playing in the NHL, yeah, you're kind of getting a little dirty. Like you got guys chirping you a little bit. Maybe you're by yourself. But in the grand scheme of things, sometimes you only relate yourself to other players. But sometimes you need to relate yourself to everybody.
Cam, you know that not every player has a great experience playing in the NHL. Some people are miserable.
Well, fuck, I was miserable for times too. Everybody was miserable at times. Yeah. I got addicted to hardcore painkillers. I didn't shit for 4 days. And you got to get weighed in. Like, I had my own problems. Everybody's got problems. But we still had it better than anybody. Anybody, man. Like, you're still in the 0.0001% of, like, luxury in life. So I don't give a fuck if you escape by yourself. I don't give a fuck about this, that, and the other. Unless you have hardcore concussion problems, look at yourself in the mirror and sit back and be like, you know what? I'm doing pretty fucking good.
Some people do have concussion problems.
I know. I excluded them.
Okay.
Am I wrong?
I know. I hear what you're saying.
Remember who's listening
to
us.
Picture.
Just remember who's...
Dude, they're my people.
Just remember...
I know who's listening.
Sometimes, Andy, I think that you think that we're catering to... You think all our listeners are the GMs because they all listen, and the players. I'm not fucking talking to them.
A lot of them are listening.
I know they are. I don't give a fuck.
And my people at the Creve Coeur Racket Club.
The nerds. I don't give a fuck about them. I'm talking about the real people
on the tractor
that are fucking grinding it. And people are like, I was so depressed. I'd escape by myself.
Hey, we had a meeting. We talked to people this morning. They're in like Slovenia.
Yeah.
And they listen. A big shout out to Slovenia.
Hell yeah, man.
Kopitar country.
Eastern Europe.
What'd you say?
Eastern Europe.
What border of Slovenia would you say?
Slovenia is next to Slovakia, next to Czech, next to...
Is this true?
Let me look.
Can you double check?
Let's look real quick.
No,
Slovenia is probably a small little country.
It's very only a couple thousand people.
No,
like 6,000.
Slovenia only has 6,000. No, it's probably got 3 million. What are you talking about, dude? Jesus Christ, Andy! You think that country only has 3,000 people?
No,
you're out of your fucking mind.
There's not that many people there.
Slovenia. I'm gonna look it up right now.
What's the population of Slovenia?
I bet you it's 4 million. Slovenia. The Balkans. Oh, next to the Balkan Sea. Oh, fuck yeah.
You don't even know.
Yeah, it's right here. It's a pretty big country.
How many people?
I would say 3 to 4 million. It's underneath Austria. Oh, it's right by Croatia. Wow, you are looking at beauty. Slovenia is beautiful, dude. It's
2 million people.
Yeah, 2 million people. There you go.
You should have told them that when we were meeting with them. How beautiful it is there.
Well, I didn't know. I didn't put it all together. I didn't know it was bordered to. It's looking right over to the.
Hey Cam, is my farm close to your house? You think?
Yeah, it's about 40 minutes away from my house.
Oh, cool. So that'd be easy for you.
You mean your brand new house on 12 acres? That's what it is. So basically, like you're not on a farm. You basically just like renting a new house on 12 acres, and you're gonna share it with 50 of your fucking relatives. Like,
I'd like to have you out for a barbecue, maybe a campfire.
I do that, Andy.
Bonfire.
Andy, I do that 100%.
Oh, did you get my number 9?
Yeah, I got you, Andy.
Usually I go 99, but I wasn't.
I got you 32.
Oh, you better not. It's a goalie number.
I got Andy number 32.
No, you didn't.
The worst number.
Stepan Matteau.
That's the worst number ever. 32.
Stepan Matteau.
Yeah.
Johnny Quick.
Yeah, he's a goalie. He's a goalie.
You got me a goalie jersey.
You got to be goalie. He's a goalie. So don't act like you're a cowboy.
Cam, I got farm property. Wrap around porch.
You didn't buy anything yet.
Well,
Shut up.
We're in the process.
No, you're not. You showed me at one time.
You got Erik Karlsson for the Norris?
Yeah, I don't know.
Dude, come on. The people want to know.
How many points does he have?
A lot, like 58, I think.
Who's got more?
As a defenseman?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody.
Then yeah.
Oh, that's how you give out the award?
100%.
Whichever defenseman has the most points should win the Norris.
I didn't say should, but probably will.
Although the next closest person isn't even close.
Then there you go.
Huh? 77, sorry.
Oh, you're wrong on
is
that.
it 58 assists?
Good one.
58 assists. So I
get
knew,
it right.
I knew I was
You know, get it right if you're going to chirp.
Fine, 77.
If you're going to try to call me out, get it right.
He's 7th overall in the NHL in scoring.
Yeah,
he leads all defensemen in goals, assists, and points.
Fine.
And guess what?
Don't care.
Guess what? You want to know what the stat that I love the most about Erik Karlsson?
What? Plus minus?
Because he leads all defensemen. Well, he's -2, but on that team, it's not bad.
They ain't bad.
And he leads all defensemen in even strength points. But do you know he's like 12th among defensemen in power play points? Like
Get right out of town.
Like he ain't getting all his points.
Get right out of town.
He ain't getting all his points in the PP.
Get right out. Yeah, I get that, man.
You know what I'm saying? So like that's impressive.
I want him
me.
to play in the playoffs.
He's not going anywhere, it sounds like.
Oh, no, really? That sucks.
Makes a lot of money, dude. And he's got lots of years left in this deal. And it's a complicated trade to make.
You're right,
because,
Andy.
Yeah, even strength.
He's got
even
what's
strength.
that, Brody?
5 on 5. Yeah. But no, not just 5 on 5, even strength. Yeah. So 3 on 3, 4
Brody,
on 4.
keep correcting his fucking ass.
No, he's not. He's like trying to tell me I'm right. I'm saying even strength. He's like, no, but 4 on 4 too. I'm like, no.
What are you asking me then?
That is even strength.
Is he going to win? Yeah.
Should he win, I said.
Well, yeah.
Okay, 100%.
Yeah.
It's on our rundown.
And I just answered it, man. Yeah, he's going to win.
Good. We're on the same page with that one.
It's all good, babe. No big deal.
I like Erik Karlsson.
So do I. That's a weird thing in
Ottawa.
That was kind of goofy with
him and Hoffman.
Andy.
And I got to know Mike a little bit, but it was COVID season, so I never got to really talk to him face to face.
That was weird. Remember Hoff got pissed at us? Or me?
Oh, he did.
He got mad at me.
He
got mad at me, not you. Me.
At you.
I know.
I love that when they get mad at you. I think Tarasenko got mad at you too. And
why? What did I do to him? I don't want guys mad at me.
No, he got mad at you also.
I didn't mean to.
But Hoffman,
if you're gonna do something,
you brought
let me
up
know.
the situation. I like Hoff Dog. He could really shoot.
No, he got pissed at us, and then he
passer.
came on. Did he come on? Did we have him
Hoff?
on?
We haven't had him on yet. Oh, come on.
Yeah, we got back to him, man. I don't want to piss people off, man. Like,
I hope not. It kills the brand.
I didn't mean to do.
Better not.
Man, I don't mean to do. I could be so much worse, but I don't. I'm pretty real with everybody. Like, don't you get that?
You better not.
God damn.
What about PK? Subban. PK,
Necklace
you can
boy?
disagree on the set. I want you to disagree. I want you to have your own take, but I don't want you to like act like Messier is like some plug next to you that has makes no sense. When actually he probably made more sense than you.
No shit, he did.
He just doesn't. Messier just doesn't necessarily always articulate it. He's not the most polished speaker. You know what I'm saying?
I can tell Mess is gonna get fucking pissed at him, dude.
But it doesn't matter. Listen to what he's saying,
PK.
not how he says it or how it comes out. Listen to what he's saying.
Mess is like, I could still be playing.
And he's
right now.
Mess. Mess is like, do you want me to grab you?
Like Mess is like,
by the
I used to hurt motherfuckers like you, like seriously, and then score afterwards, and then win that year,
and then win the cup.
Shut the fuck up! Don't wave to the. You know he's talking about. Like PK's like this is like fuck off kind of like.
He's got
attitude.
6 cups,
and Mess is looking like you motherfucker,
and he's waving them off.
No, but PK has fashion sense. The fuck out of here.
Fashion sense. I actually could use.
I need it.
I could borrow.
PK, tell me how to dress.
I could
please.
borrow some of his Nashville.
Tell me how to dress. I look like a fucking
outfits.
shit bum. I just post a video on my Instagram story. I think my junk's hanging out. It looks like shit. Looks like a fucking mess down
Are we
there.
getting any comments?
Is somebody saying, Cam, your junk looks tiny? The fuck's wrong with me?
Oh,
I look like shit.
Hair Club.
Everything I do, I look like shit, man.
800-279-7878. Go to hairclub.com today. Hairclub.com/Cam Strick. Cam's got a consultation tomorrow. We will fill you in next week with how that goes.
Everything about me
Can you
sucks.
take some videos when you're there, please?
Yeah, I don't know.
No, you have to, dude.
It's up to them.
No, it's
I
for
don't wanna,
the brand, dude. You have to. Take a picture of
God,
something. With
we have to monetize
the
my
nurses.
fucking hideousness.
Well, that's the only way we can deal with it.
Joke. I look like shit. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Firstform.com, baby.
I don't know who's going to get the Norris. I fuck everything up. Fuck me.
You were a little aggressive with me in this edition of the camera.
You drive me nuts
I didn't
sometimes.
like your attitude today.
With what?
You
act like you're a cowboy. Then you act like, Cam, hey, who's going to win the North? Like, you put me on the spot
Cam
to look like
gets
an
so
asshole.
mad when I do cooler things than him, like buy a farm.
You haven't done shit.
He gets so angry.
There's not much stuff that you're cooler than me. Like,
Yeah,
I mean,
you get so... And
like,
I won't even have you over.
What do you do that's cooler than me?
Bonfire.
What is it? What have you done in life that's cooler than me? Wait, just tell me, because I just want to know so I can just be cooler for the brand. Help me be cool, Andy. What is it you do that's cooler than me? Go ahead. I'll wait.
First Form shakes every morning, baby.
I do that too.
First Form shakes in the
You
afternoon.
live a core life?
First Form
you
Form
do core
shakes in the
things?
afternoon. First Form
You got
shakes
better
in
stories?
the evening. Oh yeah, dude, I got great stories.
Yeah.
Tell
No,
the
I'm
people
not.
about First Form and Nick.
Nick's a great guy. First Form's the best of the best. They will help you with everything. Just go to the website.
Everything.
Go to our little, download the app. They'll tell you how to work out. They'll
The
tell you what
app
to
is
eat.
incredible. It's a
It's
game changer.
unbelievable.
It tells you what workout to do. It tells you what
They
nutrition
got
to
food.
do.
They got everything.
I know. It's like you're hiring an assistant who works for you
Andy changed this
for free.
You guys know what I'm talking about.
No,
Isn't that
all
funny?
my people.
All
know.
y'all out there.
All y'all.
I chirp. Cam's like, Cam could be a dick. No.
Oh,
No,
they'll
Andy-
tell you. Oh, they'll tell you today because they come out
No.
in full force.
They
My
don't chirp me
people.
that much.
No, they come after you.
They don't chirp me that much.
When you try to be a dick, they
No,
come.
I'm pretty real with
they
stuff.
let you know.
don't fucking give me any compliment on
Well,
anything in life, dude.
That is not true.
Never. You make fun of my house. You make fun of my fucking posts. You make fun of my career. You make fun of my animals. You make fun of everything I
Cam,
do.
Your orange dogs? No, I don't.
And they're my babies, man.
How are they doing, by the way?
They both died. You didn't hear about that?
I hope not. That's
No.
Cam. That's not funny.
I wouldn't be here.
No, why would you say that?
No, I don't. It ain't no big deal. Like
why
they're
would you
all.
say that? Doc Emmerich didn't even do the Olympics when that happened.
I know shit. And Lou was probably like, "What? What? Remember, he had to like leave.
Would you do the Olympics?
My dog died. Yeah,
Would you?
100%. Yeah,
What if both of them died?
I would. But if my wife died,
Oh, okay.
I'm fucked. Like you
Cam,
can't believe.
should not talk
If
like
my
that.
wife, if I knew my wife was gonna die in something, I think I would jump in. If there's a
What do you think I would?
stop it.
What do you think I would say
If
if it was
there's
like
a
the day of
Val-
the podcast and I'm like, Cam, can you please come in?
I know you fucking
Just
idiot.
do this for an hour.
My dog's one thing. Even I love like my rest of my family. I love you. If something happened to Kate, and there's like a lava flow, and she fell in it, and I knew she was gone,
Oh my god.
I'd jump in.
I've
there.
seen that in Hawaii.
I would jump in. And
No,
die.
because you saw what
no,
happened
no, no.
with the alligator.
I would do the same thing.
Would you?
If an alligator grabbed Kate and took her down, I'd jump in and try to kill it,
Oh
and
my
I'd just be,
God.
kill me now. Kill me. I'll
What
be
if,
with
what
my
if
wife.
it was me?
Fuck no.
You
Well,
wouldn't? Come on.
fuck
I
no.
think you would.
No, we talked about this on the radio. No, I wouldn't.
You wouldn't help me in a
I
situation.
probably would because I'm a psycho and I like to help people. I want to save people's lives because I dream about it every night for some odd reason. I save people. I would try to. But if my wife got drug under, I would jump in and let that gator kill me too.
Me too.
Just to be dead.
Me too.
I'd be like, man, we're both together.
Exactly.
I couldn't. I just would die too.
I'd
Like
probably
sacrifice me.
I'd survive inside of it.
I tried to kill the motherfucker first and then have him kill me so I could die with my wife.
They'd have
and
to
go
cut it open like
I just
that
want to go to
python
heaven.
snake.
And we talk. I just want to go to heaven with my wife. I don't want to die early, and she just hangs out with some other dude, and then all of a sudden I'm in heaven, and she's hanging out with that guy, and I'm like, oh, hi, Kate, hi, remember me? Hi, Kate. Like I don't want that, so I might as well just die with her. I know that's brutal, but it is what it is. We're just trying to talk with you, all y'all out there, man. You guys are all busting your ass and shit. We're just trying to entertain you. That's what we do. We love all you guys.
and
girls
Cam
so
would
much.
100% go in there and rescue
I probably
me.
would.
He would.
I probably would.
You talk
I'm
a big
psycho.
game, but
I'm
you
pretty.
know.
Have I not like kind of proved that in my life that I'm stick up for people?
Okay. Good.
Have you?
Yeah. Good.
Have you stuck up for anybody
Mhm.
in your life?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, have you? You fought somebody 3 times
Stuck
bigger
up
than
for you several times.
Oh yeah, when?
Many times. Oh, all the time,
Oh, when I
actually.
got jammed up in that podcast.
oh,
You're the only one that did it. That's why I'm with you right now.
Yeah, see?
I'm a loyal
Don't-
motherfucker.
Oh, and then you're going to sit here and say, did you? Tell the people what I did for you.
Man, Andy's the only one that stuck up for me, man. Everybody buried me like I'm a Satan. And Andy's like, wait, like I know Cam. Like he's a nice guy. The blue.
Thank you.
What the fuck ever? Fuck everybody. That was a fucking...
The most success story ever to come out of St. Louis. Because
Tweet it.
I will.
Tweet that.
Because you don't... Well, I have to explain what I mean. Like, you didn't have the same background as a lot of these other guys. Your dad didn't play in the NHL.
Fuck no.
You had no skill. You had no hands. You just didn't, and you were just able to fight your way.
When I get fight my way, yeah. Because you can just fight your way at 5'11". Fight your way.
5'11".
Fight your way. I just fought my way.
Shorter than me.
Fought my way.
Shorter than me.
Because they take those 5'11" heavyweights all the time.
Can I say this
don't
about First Form, though? Listen, I love the bars. I eat the bars every single day and the energy drinks. Last week, can you believe how messed up I was last week, by the way? I was having panic attack because I was drinking too much coffee.
Well, stop drinking coffee, homie.
I think the coffee's doing something to me right now.
Yeah, no, it makes you anxiety.
So I'm transitioning into the energy
you're
drinks.
Transitioning again?
Into energy drinks.
To what?
First Form energy drinks. The First Form bars, listen, chocolate covered pretzel was my favorite. And now I've moved on to the cookie dough, dude. Have you had those yet?
Oh, yeah.
The cookie dough?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Damn good.
I can't wait to have one after this.
Yeah, I know. I just like to know how to work out. And I go to the app, and it's easy.
It does all that for you.
Bellman
and Bellman.com, BEHLMANN.com, Dan Bellman, Kenny, Dale. Say hi to Dale, will you?
Hey, Dale.
Listen, all in Troy, Missouri, Buick GMC, Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram on the other side of the street. Get yourself something in time for the spring and the summer that you're going to feel good about. And it's going to make you feel good. I'm looking for a
four-wheel.
four-wheel.
You gonna be a cowboy or not?
Well, I'm getting a new four-wheel drive vehicle for my farm. Probably a Hemi.
Andy's like, I got this farm. Hey, I got this farm there, eh? And then he can't get there because he got a goddamn Volvo. He's got two-wheel drive Volvo. He can't get up the fucking road to get to the farm.
Now, when you know Dan Bellman, you got to
then go get something else.
Thank you. I will. He knows. I'll have him out on the farm too. Spark skate sharpeners. Get your skate sharpened and do it the right way. Don't go see Seth. It'll ruin your weekend and the tournament.
I'm growing a lot of things, dude.
You want to ruin your life? How do you do it, Cam?
Well, there's a lot of ways to ruin your life.
Well, go see Seth as one of them.
Jump off a fucking cliff.
Go see Seth as one of them. No, I'm not going there.
Well, what are you asking?
Seth.
Oh, yeah. He'll fuck your tournament up. It's not going to ruin your life, but it's going to hinder you.
For the weekend.
He'll ruin your weekend then. That's the difference. Yeah. There's a difference. Yeah, okay. It'll ruin your weekend.
Yeah, the weekend.
But
Sparks, use that promo code Cam Strick. It's going to save you more money than Black Friday and Cyber Monday. Steve Jones is the man over there.
Jonesy, what's up, homie?
Say hi to Steve Jones.
Hey, Stevie. What's up, baby?
Used by 25 NHL teams, home and road.
We need to bring one down to Nashville, 100%.
I know. That's unbelievable. It's a game changer. Don't allow Seth to run your show.
Beating his dick off all fucking night.
All right. I'm just telling you, don't.
Andy, I'm just letting you know what the fuck he's doing. He ain't watching hockey.
No, he's not.
He's watching like VHS tapes he stole from his daddy.
I understand.
From like the 80s. Yeah.
Gelsticks and gelsticks.com, GELSTX. You can find them on Instagram, Cam, at Gelsticks. I put a story on there yesterday for Gelsticks, so you can do that now. They are incredible. Cam, I'm shooting the puck harder than ever. Why is that?
Oh, fucking bar down.
Why is that?
Because you probably work out and you finally have a little bit of muscle tone.
Because of Gelsticks.
Your forearms are weak and brittle.
Ow.
I see. Oh, you okay? Oh, my God.
Hey, get your Gelsticks and get it today, man. You'll be shooting the puck like Al McKinnis.
We love all y'all, by the way. We love all you guys.
Like Brett Hall. You have forearms like Bobby Hall.
Yeah.
You know what that looks like?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny watching Brett talk to his daddy during the Winter Classic in St. Louis.
He's
pretty
the
funny.
best, I know.
He's like, Dad, get the fuck in here and talk. What do I do? What do I do? Brett's like, get in here and talk to the people. I love it. I love it. You ever see that?
Oh,
it's pretty good.
The best. Yeah, they're awesome.
Because Holly's like, I don't give a fuck. Get the fuck in here.
I know. Mm-hmm. Get that Gelsticks and get it today. Canada or the USA. Out of New England, they got yoink. They got the Boston accents. You hear that music playing right now, baby? I love when the music's playing at the end, Cam. It just makes me feel
love
like
all you guys. We love all you.
Moving on into the rest of the
y'all.
day. I want all y'all to have the best day ever. Go to camstrick.com.
all
Follow all of our Instagram, our Twitter,
love you.
all of our platforms.
Follow all of us.
And you want to be a part of our team, you reach out, and we'll make that happen in no time, no matter where you are. Which part of the world, man? Listen, for everybody affiliated with the Cam Strick Podcast, this has been episode number 227 with Elliotte Friedman.
Love you guys.
Adios.